Welcome to the grand final! Here we are, best of 9 series between Team Beast Titan and Team Reverse. Now before we are jumping into anything else, quick explanation, we have a 1-0 lead for Team Beast Titan. They're the team that made it into the grand finals through the winners bracket. Some tournaments give the team that accomplishes that comes to the grand final with the winner bracket an advantage, and this is one of those cases. So Team Beast Titan starts into the grand final, into the best of 9 series with a 1-0. We have Korea in blue, China in red, and it should be a pretty epic one. I honestly can't remember the last time that I casted a best of 9. This is maybe even the first time that I had a Heroes of the Storm best of 9. Happened in Warcraft 3 and Starcraft 2, but Heroes, I don't really think so. Now, we had fantastic games in the tournament. It was absolutely crazy. These two teams have also met before. They met in the winner bracket semi-final. It was a best of 5 series, and Team Beast Titan won it barely with a 3-2. Team Reverse, since then, went for a loser bracket run and is now able to force that rematch. We have with the Korea Cup in total like roughly $3,300 of prize money on the line for the teams, and yeah, this is going to be pretty epic. The Chinese team also said they're here to challenge the Korean dominance on the Asia server, so we'll see if they can do that. I mean, they already made it into the grand final, so good for them. They're guaranteed at least second spot, which is pretty big considering that we had 8 teams to begin with, most of them Korean. Now that we're moving into the game, we have Blaze, Brightwing taken right from the get-go. Vala, as per usual agreement, gets banned. And we have Tracer also eliminated. Rain has been playing Tracer a lot for the red team, so therefore the team's obviously doing their research. She will be banned a lot, I would assume. Hogger together with Genji and Junkrat as we're going to game number 1. So Dragonshire is going to be the starting map for this. And if it goes to the final map, then we're going to get some pretty wild maps as well. They have to dig deep into the map pool, of course, if it comes to it. If Team Beast Titan, on the other hand, is able to win a few games in a row here, well, first team to 5 wins the thing and sets themselves up as the champion of this tournament. But the final bans now kicking in. We got a Murden banned out. And what exactly is Team Beast Titan gonna get rid of? Well, they're instantly getting rid of Imperius. Not even hesitating. Insta-ban. Front lines have been really interesting in this tournament. There's so many where we don't have a proper main tank. We had Dehaka main tank, Leo main tank, Chen main tank. So when it comes to tanks, some of the teams have been wild. Specifically the team around Capybara. So we could once again see them play just with multiple side laners, with multiple bruisers here instead of an actual main tank. Time will tell. For now we have a double support already for Team Reverse. Are they going to try for Soljin here? If you play a double support, you normally want to have an auto attacker that scales very well into the later stages of the game. Vala's already banned, so maybe we're going to see Soljin. Now we get Rhaegar, and here's Chen main tank for the blue team. So already in game number 1 it's going to get spicy. Karazim and Brightwing for the Chinese, and now the final pick. I have no idea why they're hesitating here. If you are missing your main damage dealer, okay, they go Zagara. Team? Wild draft for Dragonshire. Zagara is a great pick for Dragonshire, don't get me wrong. But Brightwing, Karazim with Zagara being your only main range damage dealer? Yeah, it's getting wild. Best of 9, grand finally at the Korea Cup, everybody. Let's jump straight into our first map. Let's go into Dragonshire. First map in the best of 9 series, everybody. Let's go. On the left, Team Beast Titan with a 1-0 lead, thanks to the fact that they were making it into this match through the winner bracket, so they have the 1-0 advantage over the red team. We have them now with Chen as the main tank. We get Hogger played by Bearbear over here, Rhaegar played by Hyde, Junkrat and Genji then for damage. And on the other side, the Chinese team with Johanna, Blaze as their front line. We're getting on top of that also now Zagara, the only range damage dealer, as I already mentioned before. Brightwing and Karazim for heals. I really expected them with maybe Soljin, could have gone for Sergeant Hammer, I suppose, some auto attacker that they wanted to keep alive. But instead, they are really putting all of their eggs into the Zagara basket, from the looks of it. If that's gonna work for them or not, we'll see, but they're starting things off with first blood. They take Junkrat out. So Team Reverse is now trying to draw even with the opponent's team here in game number 1. It's going to be a very interesting match. Zagara obviously an insanely squishy hero. It's one of the big issues that she has. Whenever you have someone like Genji just jumping on her and starting to do some damage, it can get very annoying for her quickly. A double support is going to mitigate that problem to an extent. But already, I mean, look at this at the top lane here. Big aggression already coming from the red team as they're looking for the second kill. Now at the bottom of the map with the first camps up, Rega gets attacked very quickly too, so that's the next thing that we have happening here. Yeah. And already tapping very quickly on this. Hogger just spin to win, pogging around a little bit in an attempt to get them the bruiser camp as quickly as possible. Same is of course happening over on the red team side as the Chinese are trying to grab their own. Zagara busy with Karazim on the bruiser camp. Decent creep spread too. Nice vision at the bottom of the map now. And Zagara can do tons of damage of course, specifically in the later stages of the game when she gets her proper upgrade. So there's quite a lot that they can do if they keep her alive here. It's just a pretty special comp. It's one of the beautiful things if you're jumping into different regions that you can check out the meta a little bit and just see all of those differences that are coming together there. And especially the eastern scene was always a bit interesting. Top side, they're collapsing onto Hogan, take him out. So other dominance at the top lane for now from the red team, taking the wave apart and maybe even able to push it towards the fort a little bit. As down at the bottom of the map, it was the blue team that takes the neutral bruiser camp, trying to also take over the shrine, because the red team has started to take a lot of map control here. So the attacks they continue to come. We have 2 kills to 0 in favor of the Chinese team. Chen going down makes it 3, so that's starting to become a problem. That top lane is in dire straits, but down at the bottom of the map, this is where the blue team is currently excelling. They're going to take that wall out. I just think that at the top they're going to lose a lot more, because first it was, I believe, Hogger that fell, then Chen moved over, got also killed. So now the fort takes damage. And once that you start losing these forts, as you all know, the fountains disappear, and that makes things very dangerous on those lanes, since you don't have a retreat spot anymore that would allow you to tap off your mana and hit points. So definitely something you need to keep an eye on now. Zagara still playing this a bit slow, has now gone into Envenomed Spines as a level 4 talent. And Brightwing gets killed. They at least keep their damage dealer up, but with Genji jumping in heavily, they get the kill on Brightwing. Genji hearthing back, Rega even moving in to give a quick heal. But while the bot lane is firmly under the control of the blue team, topside, we see the exact opposite. This is where Team Reverse is currently applying pressure towards the fort and every single hero that is trying to defend it too. So gotta be very, very careful. Yeah, Brightwing is coming in to help out, and they nearly... What? 23 hit points on Genji. 23 hit points on Genji, nearly getting another kill here. It's getting a bit wild in this game. Karazim now, though, he becomes the target, is safe for now, and yep, they can't take him down. Double control on the shrine now. They're turning it again on Chen, trying to go for Capybara here. But Karazim still has to be a bit careful. He's taking a decent amount of damage in all of this, so he needs to be cautious in these situations. 3 kills to 1. Quick rotational plays now too. It's a fun one. It's a really, really entertaining one at this point. I mean, everybody is going for some pretty crazy moves here. The draft alone from the Chinese team is already pretty special. And then the plays that they're making around it are kind of interesting. Now with the control, well, not very long for the blue team. They didn't really have a chance to go for the Dragon Knight. Topside gets contested, and at the bottom of the map, they're trying the same thing here as well, of course. So, yep, there's the next. And again, we're already looking at a quick attack towards the middle. Jojo, still fine. Yeah, shots are getting fired as Meteor is helping out the team a little bit. It's all about the camps for now. Level 9 on both sides, nobody taking a big lead. And everybody is, of course, also dipping their toe into the water a bit on this. I mean, this is the grand final after all. There's quite a bit of prize money on the line. There's also a lot of prestige. I mean, at the end of the day, it's China against Korea. Nice move from Genji. Very well played. That's the end of Jojo. So another kill for the blue team as they're at the same time safeguarding the middle of the map to prevent another Dragonite from being taken. Now that they got level 10 abilities, we got Khaldor pulled for Hogga up at the top. Rocket Ride! Nice! Rocket Ride for our boy... Oh, Junkrat? Yeah, for our boy Junkrat, sorry. And top side, this is where we have Hogga. I kind of like it. And the Dragonite gets taken! Blaze was so close to deny it. He was really close denying the Dragonite, but now we have the DK in the middle of the map and the rest of the team down at the bottom. The Maw is missing. Rocket Ride is coming in, takes the minion wave out essentially, and also forces Johanna back. This is actually one of the fun talents that we've now seen a few times, and I really like that at least the Eastern scene is occasionally taking Rocket Ride. We've seen a lot of Riptire, of course, too, but the occasional Rocket Ride here is kind of fun. So, yeah. And in the meantime, they're making another quick play for the mid-side fort. Genji wants it. Genji is gonna get it too. Nice. So, next attack against Junkrat. Needs to be careful. Doesn't have his ult cooldown either, so he is able to move back out here. But then in the meantime, we're seeing now Hogga taking the next camp and down to the bottom of the map. Eben currently sitting up at the front. He sees what's happening, but they can't really do anything about it. So, Capybara, he's jumping out. The Korean team now about to lock in the camp down at the bottom of the map. So they're going to grab this one. Red team not able to do anything about it. They know, but they have too many heroes up at the top lane to spend their resources here and risk it. They also need to deep-push, of course, what's coming through the top. So that's another problem. But it will very likely result in this bottom four taking a lot of damage. So the Korean team in blue is trying to do some work here. Rocket Ride being used again. That didn't really do anything for Junkrat, though. It's a nice escape tool, of course, too. You can do a lot of damage. You can also use it as a bit of clear. And it always gives you that quick move back towards the Nexus. And he's going to be back on lane in an instant. But still, in this case, get too much in. Top side, next attack is happening. That wall is falling. So, wall is getting slowly destroyed over here. And kills have started to significantly slow down in all of this. Level 13 talent are now available. Bottom of the map, still a bit opened up. Zagara with 15,000 damage. So she's already trailing in damage if you compare to, let's say, Chen, for example, to Genji. And, yeah, maybe later on also to some others. It's really some of those frontliners that are doing a lot of damage at this point. Being engaged at the front. Level 13 talents now available. And, yeah, with them playing level 13 here, we're already getting the 6th sense for Kerosene. And, of course, Hydrolysis Transfusion for Zagara now. Who has done a... Oh, maybe another kill. Can they go for Junkrat now? And yes, they can. They got the mobility with Kerosene, and they use it right away to get themselves a kill. So this is a quick one right here. They are able to take down Junkrat, and that's the 4th kill now for the team. Yeah, so far so good. So they're trying for some structural damage at the bottom of the map now too. Slowly starting to take this out here. Moving in for the towers, but the blue team is so far still defending quite nicely. They're maybe a little bit behind in kills, but generally speaking, they're still doing okay. But obviously, it's a bit of a concern when your opponent is already able to pull ahead in kills this quickly and this early, as they are currently doing here, because at the end of the day, if you're not careful, it might very well end up with you being down in numbers in the mid and late game if you can't turn these fights around. So that's something that they've been struggling with a little bit. DK also going to be quite important here. First one has helped them to take the first fort out. So there's only one structure that has been destroyed in this game so far. But pressure has been applied at the bottom fort and at the top fort, as we've already talked about earlier. Jet propulsion connects, nice. 7-sided strike, and even the bunker on the ground. Maybe premature here. But they want the kill. Kerosene, they're all isolated. There are going to be some heroes that should fall here. But the jet propulsion connects nicely as Blaze moves out, so that gives them also cover with the stun. And the Dragonite gets claimed in the middle of the map and immediately starts punting some blue team heroes around. Not bad. The Chinese team with an objective, they get the Dragonite. Both of them aiming, angling for level 16. And this DK is not going to do a lot. But if the rest of the team at the top can at least take the wall out, then it is more or less worth it. But the problem that they still have here is obviously that the red team got the DK in the first place. It was very quickly targeted. There wasn't really a lot to do about that. More damage talents, by the way, from Harazim going for the way of 100 fists now. Topside attack is coming. Dragonite has started to go back to the fort in the middle of the map, and now that Rain gets locked into the corner, Blaze is gone, so he's dead. Harazim jumps away. Blue team is trying to build on the momentum. Teams both now with level 16. There's a 7-sided strike, but Harazim likely gonna fall, and he's being taken out by Genji as he jumps in, and it costs Sprite being her life as well. So all of a sudden, the blue team with a lot of momentum as they're going for kill after kill after kill, taking 3 heroes down in the process, going for number 4. Johanna is eliminated too. That will cost them the fort at the top lane. And that's a little bit of a disaster, honestly. They were looking very, very good for such a long time, and now they're losing all of their momentum by losing the team fights up at the top. So, not too shabby. I mean, that's pretty good for Team Beast Titan. Taking the 1 level advantage now over the opponent's team, being firmly in the driver's seat on this, and taking some additional outer structures out, it really helps them. Genji's now on 30,000 damage. Zagara, for example, still trailing. She's actually trailing Blaze and also Harazim on the same team. So we have now multiple heroes on the red team that have more damage as the only range damage dealer. Potential problem for them. So the fort goes down. That was the final one. Fort gets eliminated. Zagara gets killed, drops them all, but Genji was already on the case. Now they're chasing Harazim, and yep, there is momentum. Again, the series in the winner bracket between those teams in the winner bracket semifinal was incredibly close, but currently the blue team, after a very long and drawn out early and mid game that was dead even, we're now seeing the Korean team pull ahead very aggressively with a 1.5 level lead, going for that bottom keep. Obviously, bot lane gets targeted, has the most mercenary camps, and that's always the rule of thumb. The lane with most mercenary camps gets attacked. This is where you are trying to push. Makes it easier for you to pick up those mercenary camps later, as catapults will push the lane out. You can also set up some death pushes by grabbing them and timing them properly, and then coordinating an attack around it. The next advantage, of course, for the blue team is that they are about to hit their level 20 talent, so this is another huge win for them here. And if they get a Dragonite plus level 20, your bot lane is essentially doomed when it comes to that, and this seems likely. So already DK is taken, and level 20 is dangerously close right now. Very, very close here. They should be able to pick that up in just a few moments. Have it at this point. So with level 20, with the Dragonite, and the potential to go for the bottom keep, at least the keep should fall. There is an opportunity, of course, that they're going to get more than that. If they pick up a couple of kills in the process here, they will go for core and try to end the game, as they should. I mean, this is a huge opportunity for them right now. Already, Dragonite starting to play around the Dragon's Breath a little bit. Still have Rocket Ride ready. They could go for untapped potential plays, of course, now too. Yes, playing this quite slow. I mean, 14 minutes in is not really that late yet. Kind of surprising, though, that the defense is this strong. Seems like they might be able to hold that keep, too. Oh, it's still such a big gap, so blue team is likely going to siege up. The corrosive saliva is, of course, helping now a lot. This is really increasing the damage for Zagara, specifically once she picks up her level 20 talent. But right now she is at 28,000 damage, so she's starting to catch up a little bit. The hero damage on the two frontliners is still higher than hers though, but not for much longer. So Zagara is starting to close that gap. Blessed Shield out, but Capybara totally unimpressed here. Rhaegar was ready for it too. The keep is gone, and that is the first inner structure that just got taken out. Keep destroyed. Dragonite, next shrine's not announced yet, but that will likely be the next step for the two teams that they're going to try and play for. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Camps, of course, all over the place are now taken. The blue team is painting the entire map blue. This is the last camp that they can possibly take. Everything else has already been stolen away. And now at the top, they're just ensuring that those lanes are continuously being pushed out against the red team to pin them down in their base. Which honestly suits the Chinese team well, because they have to sit tight anyways and wait for level 20. They have to soak those lanes a little bit, try and just get as many minion waves as possible, which is exactly what they're doing here now. And maybe with level 20, they can turn the game around again. It's going to be an easy feat, but they are going to try to do what's possible. So, up at the top, we have next lane being pushed out, bit more experience grabbed, Storm Talons any second now. Good news for them is they're going to have it in time for the shrines. They're activating in 15 seconds. Here's level 20, and that gives us also the Pact Instinct right now. So, Pact Instinct is going to help them. And we are getting the Fist of Legend. So, Fist of Legend on level 20 for Karazim. Let's see what our boy can do with that. Could have gone for Transgression, of course. Upgrade the 7-sided strike here. They decided against it. Now the big question, how much is that going to help them here? On top of it, we have Johanna with Blinded by the Light, and we got Fortified Bunker for Blaze, but they have to win a team fight now. Already the bunker on the ground, and Zagara is dead. The double maw comes too late to save her. So that is bad news for the red team. They already lost one of their key heroes and are now officially on the retreat, with the blue team taking over the shrine at the top. They can now easily take the one at the bottom, and this looks very much like another Dragon Knight is inevitable for the team in blue. Korean team trying to make a move at the bottom for Blaze. Hogger has taken the shrine as expected and is already on his way towards the middle. So while we have a top lane push with the camp going to destroy the wall here with the help of the catapults, Junkrat gets now taken out at the bottom of the map. That's bad news. Even with Rocket Ride available, he wasn't able to do anything about it. So this is now getting a bit awkward, because they were... oh well, can he kill more? Because they were definitely thinking about going for the game, I assume, but now that they lost Junkrat, this is probably not going to be possible any longer. The top side keep is going to get attacked. Catapult is already on the keep itself. And with the Dragon Knight trying to barrel through the middle of the map, they are targeting keeps instead of the core. They're trying to get farther ahead in the game. They're really trying to pin them down. They've realized that it's going to be very difficult for them to go for the core, given the situation that they find themselves in, with Junkrat gone. So instead they are attempting to take more of those keeps out, while still sieging up at the bottom of the map. But they're not getting anything here. Yeah, they're not getting anything out of this. So, bit tricky. Nice defense from the red team. The Chinese team is defending well. They have to take structures out though. Zagara still third highest damage dealer on her own team. 45,000 for Jojo, 43,000 for Blaze. Genji with 54,000 on the blue team side. And despite the 3 deaths that he already suffered, we have Junkrat at 45k. So good for him. But now they attack. Jet Propulsion once again. They go for Chen. As far as starts into series go, this one is already a bit wild. I mean, yeah, this... oh, the kill! Too late with the Ancestral. Chen is gone. China on their way to try and turn the game around here. They need some kills. The Maw is hitting 2. Jojo is coming in. Didn't have the Ancestral anymore. But Hogger is dead. And Junkrat doesn't hit anything with the Rocket Ride. So now they're down 2 of their heroes. And they're losing the 4. Hyde is attempting to escape. Gets away. I'm not so sure if that's going to be true for Genji too, though. He makes it out. But that was also a bit of a close call. I mean, honestly, a few more abilities coming back for the red team, and they could have lost even more here. It's bad enough as it is, though. 3 heroes are defending, 2 are dead, and it's a 5-man is pushing in with Brightwing moving back to save the keep in the middle and ensure that the minions alone are not taking it out. Has to jump back in, so this catapult is still on the keep, which means this keep can fall. This keep could fall. Obviously, the keep of the blue team at the bottom of the map is also going to get destroyed, but that, again, makes the difference so much bigger here up at the mid lane. Catapult gets taken out by the minion wave, though. It's another push at the top, and oh, look at that. China, they think that they can end the game. Yeah, well, they very quickly decide that it might be a bit too optimistic and try to move back. But Chen comes in with a barrel, and that is a dead Blaze. There's no way he makes it here. No way. They're isolating him from the rest of the team. And he's basically saying it himself. He's just like, yeah, guys, this isn't happening. You just move away. Make sure that nobody else dies. But I'm in such a bad spot already that I'm not going to survive here. So the final grenade straight to the face as rain falls. And now the Dragonite is up again. We still have catapults at the top. But the minion wave is attacking it. So 2 forts, very, very low. I mean, both of them. Look at this. It's it. Oh. Genji coming in, anybody else, and this thing's gone. Dragonite, of course, that's another problem that they're facing. How do you prevent the Dragonite from being grabbed if your opponent is ahead with 1 additional hero on the map? And the answer is you don't. You fall back. Just accept it. You're trying to defend with a 5-man. But Blaze is still down for another 25 seconds. So that's the next problem. And this keep 100% gone, and I think they might lose the core here too. Again, Junkrat with the rocket ride. Gets a bit of damage out. It's actually a lot of damage against Karazim. And he's going to ride back into battle in a moment. But until then, they're going to be only 4. So a quick punt against Zagara. They're controlling the space, and I like it. The Dragonite is playing it very safe. They lose Hogger. Dragonite taking out the top side keep makes sure, though, that there's no major structure anymore for Team Reverse outside of their core. So even if they defend against the DK, which they do, to be fair, catapults will be a massive, massive problem. So more and more DKs now taken, specifically in the late game too, by the Korean team. But they are not able to really go for the core itself. They haven't scratched it yet. But what they are doing is taking every single keep out. Makes it much easier for them to approach the core later, try and go for a kill. But our first game is already 22 minutes in. So this best of 9 series is off to a really, really nice start. 9 kills to 8. Pretty even in experience too. Blue team probably in the driver's seat for most of the game, at least when we count from the mid game. But there were a couple of moments where the Chinese team really was gaining momentum and could have maybe done a little bit more. Them taking out the keep at the bottom of the map also still, theoretically at least, allows them to end the game if they are at some point, for example, able to win a team fight down here, maybe get a sneaky kill, and then just go for it. So, as it stands, we're still looking at Brightwing defending in the middle. Bunker's already out. Brightwing trying to assist. Jojo pushed into a corner. They're sieging. They really want to force the fight here. They're hoping for kills. Hogga with a big poke, and here comes the bullseye play attempt, but they're not hitting the damage properly with Junkrat. That could have been a dead Zagara, I suppose. Ancestral this time, on the other hand, is hitting them hard. Nicely done. But Rhaegar has also not gone into double Ancestral, but instead the Elemental Conduit. And now that they're chasing them, they're going for Jojo, and she is the first one to fall, but not the last. Karazim is dead. Brightwing is dead. That's Zagara gone. This is going to be a 5-man team. Wipe everybody. And this will conclude the game. Everybody is out. That's the core falling to the Winions. And we have a winner in game number 1. It's Team Beast Titan. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
So, 2-0 advantage, ladies and gentlemen, for Team Beast Titan with a victory on Dragonshire. They increased the lead, again, as the team that came in from the winner bracket. They have a 1-0 advantage in the best of 9 series. Team Reverse got close a couple of times to gain, well, to get a bit of a foothold on the map and to maybe turn Dragonshire around, but they weren't quite able to pull it off towards the late game. It was interesting to see them play with that Karazim double support Zagara combo. They did it honestly better than I expected them to, but Team Beast Titan successful on the first map. Now we're heading into this, and let's see who's going to win Brax's Holder. Not really a map that we've seen a lot in the tournament so far. So the Korean team on the left side in blue, banning out Diablo and Sergeant Hammer, and then the Chinese team, Team Reverse, over on the right side, getting rid of Maiev first and Johanna second. Yeah, at the end of the day, it was the Winions that decided Dragonshire, but obviously with the blue team being able to annihilate everyone on the other side, they could have just crossed the map and end the game right there. There wasn't really a keep standing anywhere anymore. But it was the Winions, was the Catapults that took it at the end of the day. Now that we're heading into our first pick, Vala is open. Just a little bit of a side note. So is Tracer. Vala, Tracer, both open. And Rain has played a lot of Tracer. She's been banned multiple times. Braxis obviously oftentimes a little bit different. You want to have heroes that can traverse lanes traditionally, that can traverse terrain, but they pick up Vala immediately. On the other hand, we have Genji now starting things up, which means that if you're trying to rotate between the bottom and the top lane, you can easily do that if you are on the blue team. This is one of those maps where we have in the past, for example, also gotten a lot of Kharazim. We've gotten a lot of Anuburak, just generally heroes that move, Murden, another one. Generally heroes that can move from one lane to another fairly quickly. Medivh portals, I haven't really seen a lot of Medivh in this tournament. I don't think that we're going to get him at all. Doesn't seem to be a proper meta pick on the eastern scene, so yeah. But we get Hogger, we get Rhaegar. And I'm a little bit curious to see what exactly they're now going to do with Vala. Again, she's traditionally banned or very quickly picked, and we have her now in the 1-2 for the Chinese. But is she going to be played with a double support? Are we going to get just Vala with a second damage dealer, and they're okay if she dies once or twice? Or how are they approaching it now? And how does it also impact the bans on the other side? So they're banning Uther out. He can always double as a tank. Oh, but Garrosh... Okay, now it gets really interesting. Garrosh Zarya, which already helps you to keep Vala alive, but you also have the speed bubble on level 4 that will allow Garrosh to just move in very quickly and flip a target over into your own team. Now that helps Vala to stack if she goes into auto attacks, which we normally see here, and makes things very dangerous for most heroes on the other end. Not too bad. Also means we don't have 2 supports for them, so that's a bit of a downside. We get Falstad. Haven't seen a lot of Falstad in this tournament from the Koreans. Falstad and Chen, again, main tank. Capybara is just sticking to what he knows, sticking to what he likes is a preference pick for them. So the Chen main tank play, which leaves us, of course, with the final choice now. We still need a support. It's essentially the only thing that is still missing for the team in red. And they go for Stukov. So this time, they're actually going into Stukov. Ladies and gentlemen, we're set. Game number 2. We're heading into Braxis holdout. Let's go. Beast Titan against Team Reverse. A best of 9 final between the 2 teams. On the left, in blue, we have Genji Falstad for damage. Chen again as the main tank, with Hogger sitting on the side lane, and then Rhaegar for heals. As over on the right side of the map, we're looking at Team Reverse, the Chinese team, with Blaze and Garrosh and Zarya. So a really cool combo already. That Garrosh Zarya is always fun. Auto attack Vala as so often. And this should be pretty cool. I'm really liking the style, and specifically, as I just mentioned, the combo between Zarya and Garrosh is very entertaining if it's played properly. And it gives a lot of options also over to Vala in particular to just get stacks together. They're very heavily going for the bot lane aggression. Top side, we see a full 5-man pushing in too. This could get really interesting. Normally when you see teams making that big of a play, it depends on how long they plan on staying on that lane. If they are, for example, thinking about just totally crushing the lane, including the fort, or if they will move back eventually and then start defending. Because if they're not defending here, then we're just accelerating this entire game, and this seems to be what's happening. So both of them are making a move for the fort. You can already tell that the red team is much, much faster here, and they should just push this forward towards the keep, which will force the blue team back. And they haven't taken that fort out yet. So that is real bad news right now. Now, these guys are going to retreat, but they're basically taking a tower out. It hasn't quite been destroyed. At the bottom of the map, and they've destroyed the fort. So this is a huge win in the early game for the Chinese. A massive win. Vala hasn't been able to stack, granted. But structurally, this is a big, big lead now. And here comes the fight. Genji's jumping in. And that's a kill already. Double kill. Vala going down, which in and of itself is, of course, a bit of a problem. That some of the attack speed already gone. But they traded nicely, and they also got the lead on structures. So I guess all in all, still fine. It stings a bit that Vala has died for them. but they're hoping to even get another kill. They're going for number 3 right now. And Hogger is in real trouble and gets destroyed. Gets slapped big time by our boy Stukov. Well, and Stukov then a moment later gets also annihilated. But this is a wild game already, right from the start. I mean, damn, son. This is what had kicked it off. That little fight right here. Now we have 3 kills to 2 and essentially a level advantage already for the Chinese team. So this is wild. The speed barrier is now in, so now they can start playing the combo here. Vala went as usual in the death dealer, but they got the early advantage. Now they can also maybe pull ahead a little bit on beacon control. But taking that fort out at the bottom of the map was actually pretty big. That really helped them. And the Chinese team is just coming in swinging. Look at this. They're invading the camps. They're invading the camps. They're stealing it away. Now with the help of Stukov, they want to try and get another kill as Chen is already jumping it back into the back line for Vala. She dies again. Yeah, they are always trading 2-for-1 kills here. Vala is not going to enjoy that auto attack speed for much longer. So I guess she is just going to try and get as many stacks on her auto attack as she possibly can. But that's 10% of the attack speed bonus already gone. The problem, of course, is even if she doesn't have that attack speed, she's still adding value. She's still going to hit hard. Yes, she is not going to be as dangerous as she could be, but the game is going well for Team Reverse. They're doing more structural damage. They're stealing camps away. They're ahead in experience. They're trying to go for the beacon control now. So this could end very badly for Beast Titan in our second game of the series. 5 kills to 3 is already marking that a bit. Another quick hit is now coming. Vala's obviously already back, so she's starting to stack. Here comes Falstad. They go for Vala again, and she's instantly dead. She's really having trouble surviving here. Zarya put a shield on herself, and now Garrosh is dead too. So these coordinated attacks that we're now seeing from Team Beast Titan are very focused. And that allowed them to just get a double kill without any trade. So the blue team might just be stabilizing enough to turn up the heat. So pretty nicely done here. The question is just simply how much further can they go now? Yeah, this could get interesting. This could get very interesting. Because the last 2 kills, or the last 2 deaths on Vala, always traded. You always had 2 heroes on the blue team sacrificing themselves or dying in the process. But now, different story. Now, all of a sudden, Vala died for the 3rd time. That's 15% of the attack speed bonus now gone. She has only 29 stacks on level 1. That's not really a whole lot either. Can still, of course, contribute a lot here. But you can see that the blue team might just be able to get a bit more done. So Vala is just joining up with the rest of the team. Falstad has made very aggressive moves throughout the game and is now trying the same again. And Valastad again! Instantly deleted! Instantly! They're killing Rhaegar, but they lose Stukov, and it is just it's honestly just a brawl. They're brawling it out. Stukov down, Zarya down, Vala down. Vala died for the 4th time now. 1 more death and she completely lost the Gambit advantage here. She gets totally murdered. Every single time she appears, Genji and Falstad are going for her. Sometimes Chen is jumping in too. Can you imagine how this is going to look once that we have level 10 abilities and Hogger goes for Hortapult? It's gonna get worse. So Vala is just getting absolutely deleted now. Early game might have been great for them, but now they're suffering. Taking that early fort out was fantastic, but now they're just getting absolutely crushed. The objective is already looking bad. Now, again, Rain trying to make his way back out, gets body blocked, and this doesn't look good for Blaze. So they are chasing them way too hard. Blaze will fall, he is dead, and damn, Team Beast Titan is now beasting it up here. Still behind on experience, still behind on structures, but pulling ahead in kills and taking map control. So we'll see how Team Reverse is handling the situation now. They're half a level away from 10. Once that they have heroic abilities, this is going to help them. But it is a really, really wild game at this point. The attack over for beacon control is now kicking in once more. Capybara is jumping in. Careful, it's a bit low, but he's able to get out. Jet propulsion does not connect, or they could have gone for Hogger here. Might still be able to grab a kill. And they're blocking his path to, at least they're trying to. Hogger, he's in real trouble now. And he's not the only one. They're trying for Rhaegar. Nearly took him out. Now that's the next quick attack, and I think eventually Hogger is going to fall here. He's trying to spin away, but he is going to die. I think. Blaze dies, Hogger survives, what? Oh, come on, boys. Team reverse, they're losing. I mean, I think they're losing the plot here a little bit. Now it's Garrosh that's down. They had level 10 throughout all of this, by the way. They had level 10 and they still lost the fight. They lost 2 heroes already, the 2 frontliners. And now they're going to lose more. Once that level 10 kicked in, it really felt they should have been able to turn things a bit. Doesn't matter if initially you might be a bit behind because Blaze already fell before, but still. Now we have the Zerg wave, 100% against 46. But what is this game? I mean, damn. It's all over the place right now. Totally ridiculous. Team Beast Titan was off to such a rough start, but now they're pulling ahead in experience. They're on level 11 already. They're 5 kills ahead, and with that big Zerg wave at the bottom of the map, they might be able to take a few structures out too. So yeah, this game is getting nuts. Absolutely crazy. As far as grand finals go, this is wild. Here comes also Bloodlust for Rhaegar. Yeah, they try again to keep Vala at bay. Capybara, a bit far out here, is still able to escape though. He was in danger, but he was able to get away. That fort, on the other hand, is not destroyed. So the fort is not gone. At the top, Falstad needs to be a bit careful too. I mean, he's low. Rhaegar is the one helping him out. But the red team, for a moment I really thought they would go down to the bottom of the map and try to open the wall up. But they're not. They're not too far behind just yet, but it's such a weird game. A good gust from Falstad, by the way, could also put Vala again in a bad spot. They've been targeting her consistently, and I think they will continue to do so during these fights. She's on 12,000 damage. Vala has less... Look at Vala's damage. She has nothing. Vala has nothing. Now they're going for the next kill. Vala is gone. That's the 5th time that she falls. Stukov is dead too. Camp is still taken by the red team. They're trying to at least get 1 kill, but there's only 3 survivors here, and I think some of them will not make it. They're trying to run away, but they're being chased hard, and some will fall. Genji is dead, but so is Garrosh. Now they're going for the bunker and Zarya. I think the entire red team is going to get wiped here. Zarya is destroyed. Blaze still alive. Gets a jet propulsion out against Chen, but that's not going to be enough to kill him. So 5-man team wipe and the play for boss. And guys, look at the damage numbers. Vala is currently 4th highest damage in the game. Earlier, even Stukov was ahead of her. 15,000 damage. It's nothing. Pathetic numbers. She's been targeted and they couldn't keep her alive. They just could not keep her alive. Now the boss is taken. 1 level advantage and a talent lead. The bottom keep has taken damage. Still something that we need to point out here, given the situation that we're in. So structurally, the red team is still doing well, but everything else in the game is currently falling a bit apart for them. As long as they're not able to take, I don't know, the keep out or something else, this is going to be tough. So what we're getting instead is the attack against the boss. They're trying to stop him as quickly as they can. But this is, yeah, wild map. Right now, the Korean team is pulling ahead, doing better and better with every single team fight that we're getting. The funny thing to me is that they're still struggling to take forts out. They're very likely going to do that at the bottom and at the top lane in just a bit, but it's still a bit amusing when you think about it. They had the better objective, they had a boss, they had several pushes going on, they have way more kills, but they have struggled to take forts out. They're not struggling to take any of the heroes out though. They once again put Blaze into a corner and with a good gust isolate him. So that means that's another 4 versus 5 from the perspective of the team in red. So yeah, it's a bit dicey. With the victory on this one, it would be a 3-0 lead in this best of 9. The first team to 5 wins takes the victory, of course. And here on Brexit, it looks very decent for the Korean team. The blue team is now fully in control. Now, this could be turned around with virulent reaction. We have tempered by discipline. Maybe that allows Vala to stay alive a bit more. Zarya has also started to shift a lot of her shields over to Vala as they were realizing that this is a problem. They just can't keep her alive otherwise. So, yeah. Already shield is in. They're trying to sneak the objective though. Falstad is at the bottom of the map, is about to fly in towards the top. Yeah, they're going to gust at some point here. A little bit of a poke from Hoga, and now they're having double control on the beacon, so this is going to get dangerous. This could be a big objective for the blue team if they lock it in. I mean, they're already at 64%. No matter what happens, it's going to be a decent wave. Blaze has Bunker. They have all the ults up. It's true for both teams. Hoga is jumping in. Bunker's already up. And here comes the Gust. They're doing the same thing again. They're isolating Blaze, target him, and take him down. It's been the same MO for several of these fights now. He bunkers up, they Gust, and then they destroy the bunker, go and take Blaze out. Now here comes the play for Hoga. Maybe the counter kill, but 100% objective against a 0. So bad news for the Chinese team, for Team Reverse. They have a bit of a wave at the bottom of the map, but with 100% Zerg wave barreling through the top now, not only will this fort be destroyed, they are very likely gonna take out more. They have a big opportunity now to take out the topside keep. Damage numbers again, Vala's at 77 stacks, that puts her with 20,000 damage. Yeah, still in 4th place on the team. Garrosh has more than her, Stukov is catching up with her. Again, she died 5 times, so did Blaze, but even Blaze is 26,000 damage. So they're breaking through the wall at the top. Falset is down at the bottom of the map. Using him also as a global tool in this game has been giving them a lot of opportunities. They were always able to control the side lane, fly in and then Gust, go for isolations. Rhaegar now has his full synergy unleashed with the level 16 talent as he goes for his totem build. Goes here for Earth Grasp. We have Reflect from Genji, and oh, it's just tough. It's a 2-level advantage. They're 2 levels ahead now. So with them 2 levels ahead and 11 kills, you have that level 16 talent advantage that is difficult to play against. And they have no fountains, no forts in the middle anymore. Blue team has at least access to the top lane fountain still when they play for the beacon. They camp now at the bottom of the map, so full control here for Team Beast Titan. It's a long series, so it's one of those advantages when you're playing a match like this. If you lose a map or two, you can always still bring this back. So if at some point you're like, alright, we finally figured it out, we need to play a different style against them, you can experiment a bit, but it's the grand final after all. They get Rhaegar though, don't they? No! How is this even possible? They're not getting any kills anymore. It's ridiculous. Blaze gets saved, the camp gets stolen by the blue team. Big slaps from Stukov, but they couldn't even kill the doggy. Rhaegar is alive, and well, if they kill the support, then it's such a different situation, but they're not able to do it. Now the boss gets targeted at the bottom of the map. They had to defend, and they did, but the boss is now taken. It's just hit after hit that keeps on coming from Team Beast Titan. Team Reverse is trying to defend as best as they can, but it's getting very, very difficult for them. So, tough times. Very tough times for them here. And I'm not sure how they're going to try and stop all of this. I mean, it's getting harder and harder and harder for them. At the top, the keep is already exposed, so that's one problem that they're facing here. Could cost them the keep, of course. Nabibara, the rest of them slowly starting in. 16 is getting closer and closer, so at least some good news. So with that, they should be able to do something here, but tough times for sure. I mean, let's see, they take it down at that 50% mark, but double control on the beacon, top side, bot side, still a 2-level advantage, but at least there's no talent lead anymore, so this is going to help a bit. And of course, then on top of that, still the question, can they do a little bit more by winning a team fight right now and potentially bring this back? First of all, no, they cannot. Stukov, Vala, they're both gone. They might lose more. Blue team finally losing a hero. Finally, Hoga is dead. But I think it's too little too late. With Zarya destroyed, this is not looking good in the slightest. So, yeah, nearly a 5-man team wipe right now. Objective is taken, they're gonna break through this, and it's just way too tricky. Down at the bottom of the map, for example, they can open the wall up. They've already destroyed the side wall and one of the towers. The Zerg wave is moving in, so one keep is gonna get lost. They can move to the top, take the keep out, even though here it's already fully exposed. They can go for the core most likely. Hoga missing. Well, Vala's back, Stukov is dead. The death timer's not big enough yet. Maybe they can still defend, but I think it's already a lost cause either way. Rain, they're trying to save him. Here comes the barrel play though. They really, really want Blaze, and I think they're gonna get him. Now that he's been pushed back into the fight and Rega slows him down, Genji delivers the final blow, and this should be the 3-0 lead for Team Beasttide. They go for the core. There is no stopping this anymore. It's another win for the blue team. The Chinese, they are in trouble. They're trying desperately, but so far nothing has been working. They're losing Brax's holdout, and that's a 3-0 advantage in the best of 9 for the Koreans. GG. Things are like getting a little bit dangerous for Team Reverse. So, Towers of Doom is our third map. Again, 1 game lead or 1 point for the blue team because they came from the winner bracket. So, even with a 3-0 score, yes, it is indeed our third map. We're going to Towers of Doom now. And so far, Team Reverse has been losing quite a bit. Vala still gets banned, but this is gonna get tricky. First team to 5 wins in the best of 9. And if the Korean team is now winning another map, reversing that is going to be difficult. I've already been speculating a bit because previously what we had in nearly every single game that was played is that Rain for the Chinese team came in, and when they went into the draft was like, let's reverse the game. And he always used it wrong because they were ahead and then he just dropped the line. I was like, that's odd. But maybe it motivated the rest of his teammates. I have absolutely no idea because now that he's not doing it anymore, they're just losing everything. So here comes Diablo as an early pick for Hebin. And by the way, just to make that quite clear, yes, we have a Korean player also on the side of Team Reverse. So it's a team of mainly Chinese players, but they have 1 Korean player. Just to get that out there immediately, because some people might be confused by that. But technically, again, the red team is the Chinese team here. And they wanted to challenge the Korean dominance on the Asia server. Which, to be fair, I think they've already done, considering that they are in the grand final. And we had mainly Korean teams, but still, they were, of course, aiming higher than that. Junkrat comes in, we have Maiev and Leo, so already looking at a potential triple front line. We have seen Leo main tank. Don't think we're necessarily going to get it here. But, yeah, let's see if they can reverse the game. They have to try. At least put 1 point on the board and keep the hopes alive a bit, because with a 4-0 lead for the blue team, I think that is basically... that would be it. Now, it would be a very epic return if they can then reverse the game and actually go for a reverse sweep. Maybe that's the game plan here. You can't go for a reverse sweep until your opponent, you know, has a 4-0 in the best of 9. So maybe that's the story. But yeah, they need to find some kind of angle against the other team, and let's just say that thus far it hasn't really happened. So, as things continue, we now have Rega for heals, Brightwing and Blaze got banned on the final spot for the 2 teams. The blue team now, green team, Team Beast Titan, now has to decide what they want to run with Capybara. 2 times Chen main tank already. Is this going to make it 3? Are they just going to stick with the winning system? And the answer is no. This time they're actually going for a proper tank. So now they have Garrosh. We still get Falstad though. These isolation plays that they executed earlier is apparently something they really liked. Diablo together with Urel, that's already a really nice one. That's at least a very strong frontline that you have. They can also try and control the space around the altars later on. Falstad with Gust and with the Global can make their life pretty difficult there as well. They still need a range damage healer, I suppose. Actually no, they have Falstad and that's it. They need a healer. Sergeant Hammer, finally, after not being banned, we are getting the hammer for the Chinese. And now the support on the side of Team Beast Titan. So Falstad is going to be the only range damage dealer that they're playing here. We have Maiev, Leo and Garrosh at the front. Maiev, of course, with a lot of potential damage too. And here comes Sigurd Kane. Towers of Doom. Let's go, everybody. A 3-0 lead for the blue team. Team Reverse wants to put a point onto the board. Let's find out if they can. Alright, off we go. The opportunity for the blue team to lock in a 4-0 lead in the best of 9. They are heavily ahead right now. The winners bracket advantage alone was already a great start for them, but then winning 2 in a row help them to solidify that position even further. Now that we're heading into our Towers of Doom game, there's a chance for Team Reverse to put a point on the board. On the left side with the triple front line, Leo, Maiev, Garrosh, we got Deckard for heal, Falstad for all that damage. And then over on the right side, Team Reverse, this time with Diablo and Urel at the front. We get Sergeant Hammer and Junkrat for damage and Rhaegar for heals. Now, Tracer has still been denied to them, but Sergeant Hammer, who was also banned multiple times against them, is now finally in the game. So, can they turn it around? There's still a bit of wiggle room here. Losing 2 maps, obviously fairly annoying, but as I said, there is still a bit of wiggle room for the team where they can try and make a couple of plays. So let's see if this is the map where they can turn things around, put a point onto the board, and start to threaten the Korean dominance a bit further. We have Capybara for the first time in the series, not on Chen. So this time he's just flipping heroes around, lifting from the knees like a boss, and just flipping heroes left, right, and center on his own team, on the opponent's team, playing Garrosh. First time that he doesn't play Chen in this series. Would be kind of funny. It would be kind of amusing, honestly, if this is the first map that they're losing against the opponent. And it's all because, you know, he didn't get his Chen. I think if that's the case, then Chen is just going to get perma-banned for the remaining maps in this best of 9. But, yeah, we're not quite there yet, so let's keep an eye on it. Diablo gets bullied around a bit as he gets tethered. Falstad, as mentioned before, is the only range damage dealer on the side of the team in blue. But as long as they get the isolation plays going and everything, they're going to be totally fine with this. We have pumpkins taken from both teams, a bit of a push happening at the bottom of the map. Sergeant Hammer with advanced artillery on level 1, of course, also looking to get as quickly as possible towards level 7 so that they can start to get some mobility in. And, ooh, Diablo, alright. Looked for a second like maybe he can escape after all. They targeted him perfectly, but then Capybara with another big play, throwing Maiev over straight after Dibbles, and that is the end of him. Now Maiev is a little bit low, so is Falstad. Whoa! That shield saving the day for him, essentially. Problem is that seems like Garrosh is gonna go down. Garrosh is in trouble, gets another heal. Urel, and they just can't get kills. Oh, they take Maiev down, so I guess good for them, but it's just crazy to me that this is the only thing that they can do. I mean, so many heroes there. Garrosh, some others were insanely low, and they get one single kill. Better than nothing, obviously, but it just reminds me of the last map when they were multiple times so close to taking multiple heroes out and were just not able to properly get it done. Those are the moments when, you know, you think, hey, maybe if they make those plays, they can win the game. And push this out a bit. The Koreans are going to be very happy with this so far. They have a leading experience. They're half a level ahead. With the triple altar phase up, you would expect the top left, top right exchange in altars. This is exactly what we're seeing. Maybe not, because with Falstad channeling on the top left, they now have Leoric helping out. And the second altar goes to the blue team. So it's a 2-1 trade in favor of Team Beast Titan. So they're able to grab the one in the middle as well. Indomitable as a level 4 talent choice for Garrosh. Sergeant Hammer down at the bottom of the map. Also moving around, making sure that she's not prime target, at least for now. And still waiting for the level 7 talent that we're now soon going to get. This is an important map for the red team. It might sound a bit crazy when you're having a 3-0 lead, but still, this is totally salvageable. This is still absolutely salvageable. If it was a best of 7, different story, but it is a best of 9 series, so you have wiggle room. And sometimes we've seen in the past, even in the days of HGC, for example, games where initially a team takes a big advantage, but once that you start removing some of the best maps of your opponent, you know, you're getting a little bit of momentum. Maybe the bigger maps are just better for them. So if you eliminate some of the maps where traditionally not all that strong, you might just be able, towards the back end of the series, to gain momentum and do work. So this is what they're trying to look for here, to see if they can maybe establish that. And yeah, time will tell. But it's going to be important for the red team to get a victory here. Once that it's 4-0, I mean, again, theoretically it's possible, but highly questionable. So right now the Chinese are going to do whatever they can in order to win this one. Being slightly behind on core points on Towers of Doom is also not really all that relevant. We all know this is the biggest comeback map in the pool. It's all about your performance in the late mid-game and the late game. If you scale well and you are able to win late game fights, then that's basically it. But Junkrat gets tethered and gets killed, so that is another little lead for the blue team. Just as we're having a single altar down at the bottom of the map. Gives them also lead and experience, which is of course always helpful. And it's going to make things a little bit easier for them. So, yeah, they're still looking to see what they can pull off right now with that next channel. The altar is low, and, well, that's the shots fired. So they're going down to 28 points now. Nothing insane, nothing too problematic at this point for them. So they're still going to be okay with it. But now another kill is happening. Alright, so with Diablo dying, this is 3 kills against 1. Maiev went a bit too deep though and gets punished, so she's gone too. Level 10 kicks in for the blue team, but there's nothing to use that for. We get Lulnado, we get not Buried Alive, Entomb for now. Buried Alive still the option for later on in the game. And then on the other side, Barbecue plays with the Lightning Breath. We also get the Ancestral Healing from Rhaegar. So here's a couple of opportunities now still for the team to try and turn it around if they can get those team fights going. And Sergeant Hammer having the mobility really helps them. With Napalm, they can push for structures a bit more aggressively. They have that extra siege damage here. So there's a couple of really decent options for the team right now that they could try and leverage against their opponents. We'll see if they're able to pull it off. Still fairly even, but you need to at least try and leverage Sergeant Hammer to, for example, go and take a couple of those bell towers out, transfer them over. So we'll see if they can actually do that. Right now we have camps claimed, each team just going for their own, nobody playing mega aggressively or anything, so everybody still totally fine on that end at least. So down here, still pushing this out. The pumpkins are coming in. I can take those out quickly too. But another tether and a flip. They really try to get distance in. So it's like a mini Stitches play essentially. And then the Lulnado coming in too. It's a nice attempt to get an isolation going by just simply tethering, flipping with Garrosh, and then the Lulnado. But it's Leo that actually gets caught by his own Entomb pretty much. Oh, the Ancestral connecting. Nice. Leo is down. They're hoping for a second kill. Maiev low. And she gets away. Maiev is able to get out. It's again these missed opportunities here at the end of the day. Now, they're likely going to get the channel, but it's kills that you want to get. One channel is already happening. One altar in their hands. Capybara a bit low. Falls dead. No, Maiev. Maiev gets targeted again. And she gets destroyed. Maiev is gone. They lose Garrosh now too. Yep. There's the play and the triple kill for the Chinese. These are the plays that they need to make. Those are the moments when things are getting dangerous. And maybe now, here on Towers of Doom, the Koreans are being shut down. Big play being made. Maiev goes down. Sergeant Hammer with a drop on Garrosh a moment later. They get another altar, which means that now we are tied in points on the core. And that was an important win for them. That team fight was so crucial. Now we got 13 talents in. We have level 12.5 for the blue team, who are obviously trying to regain control in the game. Just looking at raw damage, 37,000 now for Sergeant Hammer. We got 17,000 for Maiev. She's top damage on her team. And while all this plays out, Urella's actually tried to go for the camp at the top. They're still going to try and claim that. With Leo sneaking in for just a moment, they were hoping that they could surprise him and get a kill there, I guess, though. But that didn't really happen. So yeah, no kill against Leoric, but not necessarily needed. Still Urel in that one-on-one, whereas down at the bottom of the map, of course, we still have Sergeant Hammer, so needs to be careful a bit as well, as we're now looking at pumpkin camps appearing again. Immediately Maiev is there. He's trying on her team. On the other side, we have the same thing happening now as well with Sergeant Hammer. Seems like we're not going to get an invade. The fight is happening in the middle of the map instead. Lulnado is out. There is so many plays that they can make to just isolate a single target or at least push them out. They have Gus, they have the disc for Maiev, Leo and Tomb, so this is a very dangerous composition to play against. if you step out of position for just a moment, they could punish you immediately. But they're this time trying to take the camp away. Gust is being used. They're going for Sergeant Hammer, and that's a kill. Rhaegar not able to drop the Ancestral here. That's your main damage gone. The Koreans with a perfect response, and they're able to take down Rhaegar too. Junkrat gets murdered. That's 3 heroes down on the red team side. Only Leoric falls for the Koreans, and Diablo is getting punished as well. That's 7 kills to 7 all of a sudden. Maiev at the top going for the channel. Lots of damage down at the bottom of the map. The pumpkins, if they made it through the bell tower conversion, would have happened. But they won't be able to do that. So now we have a leading experience again for the Koreans. They're stopping the bell tower from being taken and have once again claimed control of this game. Back and forth now on the map. Yep. And of course the big question still, what can the Chinese now pull off here? Rhaegar getting hit. I mean, they came in with Disc and I was talking about it, and Rhaegar just wasn't able to get that Ancestral onto Sergeant Hammer. So with Hammer getting first dropped into the Entomb and then targeted, once she's gone, they just don't have... Well, they have still Junkrat, so it's a little bit tricky to say they don't have the damage anymore. They still have Junkrat and can play around him, but Sergeant Hammer has been one of the main problems for specifically that front line. Now, that is obviously going to increase after we lock in level 16 talents for Sergeant Hammer, which is going to happen in a second. So then we're going to get Giant Killer now in play. So this is going to make this even more dangerous. Disc is out. Pings are happening immediately. But I think they should be fine here. Might have to drop the Ancestral. Dust just to be on the safe side. They use the cooldown. Sergeant Hammer alive and kicking. Trade in cooldowns. And the barbecue as Urel comes in from the side and tries to go for Garrosh again. But in this case, Indomitable is saving Capybara. There's a couple of cool plays. Triple Altar phase is now up, and we still have the 2 versus 2 situation. Falstad flying away as he gets targeted at the bottom. That means he's out of the fight for a few seconds. But Sergeant Hammer dies again. Falstad isn't even here, and they're taking Sergeant Hammer down. Bad news for the red team. Triple Altar phase, that could be a big lead now. Currently the core points are absolutely tight, but this is going to change now one way or another. Falstad is already channeling at the bottom of the map. Rhaegar has moved towards the top to at least allow for one altar to be claimed by the team. And he barely gets it. Is able to grab it and then runs away, but this was a close call to begin with. I mean, not even a second. Half a second? Less? And they could have interrupted Rhaegar and maybe even walked away with 3 out of 3 altars. But Deckard Cain is now grabbing the one at the top right. Sorry, the top left. So that's the red team's core down to 16 points. 16 points on their core. And yeah, tough times right now for the red team. They're 1 level behind. So the situation has flipped once again. An entire level behind. Oh, yeah, this is where it gets dangerous. And very dangerous, to say the least. So, what else can we do now? They need to basically grab themselves a bell tower, I suppose. Yeah, Urel is dead, so that's already them off to a bad start. If we can get a counter kill, then there might be... Yes, and they can! There might be something you can do. Good gust again. Falstad flies in from behind. And again, they're making a move for Sergeant Hammer. But good use of the level 4 talent. Here comes the Ancestral, another nice save. They're just getting the damage out, but Leo walks away before he falls. Now they're trying to target Capybara instead, and I guess they can get Garrosh. He's still alive, finally! Finally get a kill on him. Finally they take Capybara out. They want Falstad, body blocks are in, and somehow he escapes. This team just doesn't get a break. Oh, and Sergeant Hammer is still able to get the kill. I was just about to say, they don't get a break, but they are able to drop Falstad. So that's 10 kills to 10. Level 18 versus 8. Well, 19 versus 19, essentially. Single altar is up. They converted the bell tower over. All right, all of a sudden we're talking. The Chinese team is bringing things back a little bit. Yeah, they might just be able to pull something off after all here. I didn't really believe in it anymore, honestly, but I mean, who knows? Things are starting to look a little bit better for them. So, can they or can't they? Let's see what they can pull off here. I like the moves. Shots are fired, and that's 5, of course, now with a 5-3 bell tower situation. So Leoric is dead. All of a sudden we have deaths that are getting chained by the Chinese. Team Reverse with 65,000 damage now on Sergeant Hammer. And the chance to maybe get another bell tower here in the middle. So moving in on that one. Oh, the tether against Diablo. Someone's in trouble and he's dead. Had the soul stacks. He'll be back. But they were, of course, hoping to get that bell tower, and they couldn't quite make it work. They are, on the other hand, grabbing the level 20 talents, and so does the blue team. So Maiev already locks it in. Ultra capacitors are now again in play. We have the more NATOs for Leoric, for Deckard Cain, and of course, then on top of that, Buried Alive from Leo. So yeah, a lot of hinges on Leo here at the end of the day. But Sergeant Hammer is becoming more and more of a problem as this continues. Barbecue play is in. Sergeant Hammer wants to have a few more attacks. Nice volley spread also from Junkrat. So really pushing them back here. They're not able to move into this. 15 points on the core against 16. 11 kills to 11. Level 20 versus 20. And double altar activating with a 5-3 bell tower situation. Still going on in favor of Team Reverse. So they still have that lead here. Leo, yeah, he wants that Entomb. If Leo gets them a murder Buried Alive, let's say against Dragon, they can take him down, or more heroes, that would be great. Falstad already with a Gust, but that's a cooldown that didn't accomplish really anything for them here. They were trying and couldn't quite get that to work, so now the problem that they're facing is that in this situation at least, they are not able to rely on that as a tool anymore. So instead what we're getting is an attack against Leo. They're all collapsing on him and they're taking him out. The blue team has in the meantime gone for the bell tower, converted it back over, so it's a 4 versus 4 situation. But with a 5 versus 4, even with Leo being the one that falls, that's still a problem. So now they're trying to not only get a kill with a numbers advantage, but they've channeled the first altar, they're going for the second, and they're of course hoping to reconvert at the bottom of the map. Yeah, Garrosh is gone. Guys, this is the moment. Team Reverse is making the big plays right now in this series and finally has a couple of opportunities. Yeah, they're coming in swinging. Barbecue for Maiev, and she is gone. Maiev eliminated, she gets destroyed, and this is maybe only the beginning because the team is already down in the single digits. That's a problem. And the question that still needs to be asked here is, can they now, for example, go for the boss? They should be able to, because there's 4 points on the core. The 5 versus 3 spot with them getting the bell tower at the bottom of the map allowed them to take 5 shots of 5 points of the core, and they are looking amazing here. So this really is the opportunity. This is the move. Try and end the game. Go for that. Try and drop them right here at the boss in the 5 versus 3 that they're playing out. Team Reverse is about to put a point onto the scoreboard. Garrosh and Maiev are going to be back, but they won't be able to make it here in time. So unless they're absolutely inting or Falstad goes for an insane gust, nah, it's over already. The Lulnados is there. Falstad is a bit too late to the party. And here come the shots. That's game, and that's Team Reverse with a point on the board against Team Beast Titan in the grand final. GG. Infernal Shrines! Next map coming up, and finally we have a point on the board for Team Reverse. A 3-1 score right now. Again, always with a little caveat that the blue team obviously got an advantage since they came in through the winner's bracket. I should probably drop the obvious here, because some tournaments do it like that, some don't. I personally am not really a fan. I think it's much nicer when you start with a 0-0, but this is also a best of 9 series, so that plays an added role. Now that Team Beast Titan is... has lost their first map, they are apparently not really happy about Sergeant Hammer, so that's the first thing that happens. They ban her out, which leaves obviously Tracer open, and I've mentioned Tracer a couple of times in the context of the Chinese team, specifically Rain trying to play her, so that is something that we could get here too. With Diablo getting targeted, that leaves Vala open though, and that's a very early pick, an immediate lock-in for the blue team. So Vala as a first pick. And now we get Junkrat and Johanna. I still think there is an opportunity for the red team to play Tracer. I think they played her on this map Rain has in previous games always like joked around a little bit, hey, I'm gonna give you Vala if you give me Tracer. But they haven't picked her early on, so now we have another ban phase coming up, meaning if Team Beast Titan wants to get rid of her, they can still ban her out. So, I don't know. Anduin and Blaze. So, Blaze, well, Anduin, first of all, can help really a lot if Vala is in any trouble and just pull her out. And then you have Blaze over for bunker, for jet propulsion, so he can jump in. And, well, let's see what they are banning. Do they get rid of Tracer? Is that something that worries them? They have been target banning her a lot against the red team, so they could. Or are they more worried about a side laner here that will go up against Blaze, something that could give them control over the shrine once the objective is up? Nope, they go for Tracer. I mean, this was a little bit expected, honestly. So, I'm not really shocked that Tracer, in this case, gets banned. But it doesn't really seem like the other team is too worried about it either. Because what they are doing is they insta-lock Sylvanas. Who has been very underplayed in this Grand Final, in my opinion. We've seen her a lot in the tournament, but in the Grand Final here, not really a lot of appearances. So, no Tracer, but it seems like they expected that. And also, if they really wanted to play Tracer, they would have locked her in a bit earlier before the third ban, so there's that. And the blue team rounds out the draft with Chen main tank again. Third time in this Grand Final that we have a Chen main tank and we get Zeratul in addition. So Vala, the only range damage dealer, only one healer for her. And then Urel as the final pick for the Chinese team. Guys, the score is 3-1. It is a best of 9 series. Let's go straight into Infernal Shrines and see which team is going to take the victory here. The grand final continues. Best of 9 with a 3-1 score in favor of the Korean team, Team Beast Titan. And over on the right, Reverse with their first point on the board now, so maybe a chance to slowly turn this game around. We have Vala with an auto-attack style, again for the first time in this series for the Koreans. But this is the second time that she sees play in the grand final. Blaze, Chen and Zeratul to shield her at the front, and we get Hyde on Anduin to round out the draft for the blue team. As over on the right side for the Chinese team, we get Hebin on Johanna. We have Rhaegar, Johanna together with Urel at the front, and then Junkrat and Sylvanas obviously for damage. And specifically Sylvanas is someone that we're going to keep a bit of an eye on. Underplayed, as I said before, in this specific match in the tournament, but she's seen tons of play beforehand. First team to 5 wins, and at the top they're instantly starting to go for an aggressive play against Capybara. His main tank, Chen, is pretty impressive, but against 3 heroes, even he won't be able to do anything. So he goes down quickly. We need to be careful with Sylvanas now, and yeah, they weren't. I have no idea what the thought process here was, honestly. They must have realized that there's a rotation coming their way, right? There's absolutely no way that you're sitting there and you don't see that coming. So why exactly did they put themselves into a spot where they could get killed? It's a little confusing, to tell you the truth. So, well, as is, we now have 1 kill to 1. I guess a bit more structural damage for them, so I suppose that's the good news. But this could have been solved better. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. Either way, they're showing aggression at the beginning of the game. I like that. So they're not just sitting back or anything. We get some aggression right from the get-go as they're slowly starting to move in for it. Meteor gets attacked now too, so it seems like they're aiming for Sylvanas again, but it is likely Blaze that's going to fall here, and indeed he goes down. Blaze is dead, but Sylvanas, can they go for Capybara again? They can't, and they lose Sylvanas once more. It's a kill for a kill. They're just trading punches here, blow for blow. I mean, it's pretty entertaining, don't get me wrong. If they couldn't gotten the kill on Chen here, then different story. But as it stands right now, we have 2 kills on each side, so yeah. It's a fun one. It's a fun start into Infernal Shrines, I have to admit. There's a lot of pressure being executed at the bottom of the map too, as you can see here with the camp that got pushed through by Johanna. So that means that some of the towers take damage. Camp is now being claimed as well. So yeah, we're definitely moving in for an interesting game right now. more and more being done by both of the teams to try and set themselves ahead for the first objective here. So amongst other things now up at the top, the pressure against Chen once more. Sylvanas, careful, died twice already, doesn't want to fall again. But they're doing some damage on that wall, and that's actually pretty sweet, especially... Yeah, well, Junker dying is not sweet at the bottom. The damage over here, that's a different story, if they are able to get the objective. Because now that they're softening the wall up, if they're able to also get the Punisher on this one, then they can actually start to do some serious damage to the fort, maybe take it out. So there is some potential there. And I'm actually completely blanking. I have no idea why I thought the shrine spawns at the top side. I swear to God I'm not drunk, but yeah, the shrine is in the middle of the map, not at the top. So yeah, forget what I just said about them potentially pushing through the top lane. And you can of course try with Sylvanas to do the same thing here, but they haven't done any damage to the wall yet, so it's going to be a bit harder. It's going to be particularly difficult because they just lost their healer, and that means the blue team will very likely get Punisher #1. So both teams on level 7, Blaze isn't here yet, so it's a 4 versus 4 I guess. But losing your healer is always tricky. Now, they still have the fountain cooldown up, but it's 28 to 34. They might be able to grab it after all. They might be able to get it. 39, they're gonna grab it. Yep, they might lose Jojo, and they do, and they also... they're losing way too much. They're losing 3! Yes, Junkrat is dead as well. Junkrat gets deaded. That means that now Junkrat, Sylvanas, and Johanna are gone. Easy defense against the Punisher. Oh my god. It looked so good initially after they claimed the objective, but yeah, then they lose everything. Punisher does some damage to the wall, but it's negligible. Now at the top, with more than half a level lead for the blue team. They're doing some structural damage here too. So once again, it's the Koreans that make the moves, and Vala, of course, has used the opportunity during that last fight for the objective to also get decent stacks for her level 1. She's now sitting at 47, so closing in on the first quest reward here to increase the damage on these auto attacks even further. It must be a bit frustrating for the Chinese. Put yourself in their shoes for just a moment. The fight looks great. They are getting the objective. They have Rhaegar back, it's a 5 versus 5, and then everything, just when they think, okay boys, let's move back, let's set the fountain, let's just regroup real quickly and then push in with the Punisher, and everything just gets destroyed. Zeratul moves in, starts taking them out. Vala is getting stacks together, has by the way not made a choice on level 10 yet. Personally I expected Reign of Vengeance. I don't remember seeing a single strafe in this tournament. But seems like, nah, well, there's Reign of Vengeance. I was just about to say, maybe now we're gonna get it for the first time. But yeah, it's a bit wild. So, for now, what we're getting is just 7 kills to 2. A little attack coming in over here as at least the camp is claimed. Yeah, get the Riptide in against the minion wave, ensuring that you at least pick up the experience for that. Sylvanas now up at the top. Urel has taken towards the top, in the middle, so Urel is at the top lane. Sylvanas is sitting in the mid lane and trying to push Chen again a bit. Obviously not out or anything yet, they're half a level behind, but situations like that are tricky. Capybara, just cheeky as he always is with the quick ult. It's only a 50-second cooldown. So he was trying to get a kill there. Ancestral keeps Sylvanas alive, and Anduin is trying the same with Chen. The Blessed Shield, do not tell me it's insane. How does he get out there? It's ridiculous. And then they come in and they take Johanna out like this. How is Capybara alive? They take 1, they take 2. Oh my god, Chen is still alive, and they're losing everything here. This is gonna be the end of Rhaegar. He gets slowed down, and Zeratul. Alright, Rhaegar survives. Does he? Nope, he doesn't either. I have no idea what to say anymore. Look at this. Check this out. This is the beginning of this situation. He's dead. He's dead. He's absolutely dead. The Blessed Shield connects, and then he's just like, nah. Gets a heal, survives through it, moves out, and they kill 4 heroes. It's insane. It's honestly insane. 4 heroes died on the side of Team Reverse, and they should have picked up at least 2 kills. And I think this is pretty symptomatic for more or less the entire series. We've seen this so many times right now that it seemed like the team would be able to finally get a kill and then it falls apart. We had this from map number 1. It happened so many times. Now they get the kill at the bottom of the map and they're starting to go straight in for the bottom fort. So thanks to Sylvanas, they can at least make that happen. Still, Urel getting attacked in the middle. Seems like Rain is gonna fall here. Unless he gets his cooldown back. Oh, and even then it might be a stretch because Hyde... Hyde wants the Anduin kill and doesn't get it. The fort at the bottom is taken out. So this is actually a very, very good move by the red team. They're able to grab the fort. That's big. And now it's just a question of how well they can defend. They will pick up their level 13 talent before they move to the top. But now there's at least opportunities for them. But what a series. Again, I feel bad for the Chinese. I really do. But you gotta give credit to the Korean team. I mean, damn. Capybara knows perfectly where that limit is. His survivability with Chen is crazy. There's a reason why in this series alone, he now played Chen already for 3 times. This is the 3rd time that he plays Chen main tank. The 3rd time. He is ridiculous on that hero. And the rest of the team, of course, assisting them over and over again. Zeratul, in this case, coming in with kills against Sylvanas, against Rhaegar. So Team Beast Titan with top-notch plays that allow them to do so much here. Haben is able to get out. Topside fort has fallen, but the keep wall, it stands. Lead and experience, definitely a concern for the red team, 100%. And just looking at the damage numbers at this point, 22,000 for Vala. So, yeah, she's looking good here. Okay, again for Capybara. It's a trap. Trying to body block, maybe. I was just about to say that Blessed Shield is also up. But the second that he appeared next to Jojo, they just moved her away. So yeah, Capybara is still fine. The way that he engages and disengages with Barrel is always a pleasure to behold. He's just crazy good. He's insanely good on the hero. I would not be shocked if we are starting to see Chen bans. And it might already be too late, honestly. They might... Maybe they should have banned him out earlier. They were worried about other heroes. Diablo, for example. But still. Now we have Manticore with 2 quest rewards for Vala on her level 1. She has 100 stacks. So the double pull from Anduin. That power spike on level 16 for the blue team is just nasty. It's really nasty. So, not only are they ahead by a talent, it's also an incredible power spike for the team. Of course, at the same time, now we have to double check what Reverse is going to do. Well, they're putting a pressure onto Vala, but only for a moment. Blind is coming in again. They need level 16. It's get a bit tricky for them. Top side is where they can probably lock in most of the experience, and Urel is moving there for that reason. The two comes coming in. Yeah, nice attack. Chen low, Blessed Shield is out. I was honestly thinking about it. I really think they shouldn't have done it. Blessed Shield in that situation is a bit weird because they know that the opponent will follow up on it. And I don't think that they had in this situation the damage output to just instantly drop him. So Capybara is able to bait the shield out. It's not really a huge loss or anything. It will be back for the next objective and they're still defending nicely here. If they could get that kill, that would of course have been amazing. But I think the only way how you can make that maybe happen, there's a big if there too, is if you take it instantly, the Blessed Shield I mean, once that he's in range of the fort and jumps in. If you immediately turn on him, maybe they're going to get a few shots also from the fort itself. But as is, now 1 level lead, 14 Beast Titan, 16 talents on both sides. That's going to help. It's going to help a lot. And it will be the shrine in the middle of the map, which is good news for the two teams because, again, both of them still have a fort there. So nobody has an advantage because the opponent doesn't have a fountain anymore. Both can use it to tap and see where it gets them. But yeah, interesting spot to be in right now. For the red team, I don't want to say it's do or die, but they gotta do work here. And it's not gonna be easy. Again, those level 20 talents are pretty sick. Rhaegar, of course, has also nice synergy with the totem now. He has fully unleashed that. Zeratul is already up on it. Urel doing a bit better than him for now. Oh, and they don't know about Blaze, do they? Oh, but then again, Chen is instantly dead. instantly deleted. That's the kind of play they need. The Blessed Shield this time was absolutely on point. Blaze in trouble. They're behind in Shrine minions. And if Zeratul doesn't pop off now, this should be a Punisher for the red team. Here comes... Oh, nice! What a perfect move from Zeratul with that light bomb. Zeratul gets pressured. They're trying to chase him down. They really want to drop him low, and they do. Oh, they really got a hard on for him, don't they? They were following him wherever he went. Another jet propulsion against 3. Look at them. They're fighting back with 4, and they're nearly pulling it off. Big push at the top lane with the camp as well. But the blue team is not giving up on this. They are only with 4 in the fight, and they're still fighting it out, and they're killing Urel. The Punisher is going to be taken by the red team, but it doesn't change the fact that they're now taking damage at the top side keep, and they just lost a hero. Insane. The Koreans are so damn good over here. It's a pleasure to watch them control these team fights. Chen got blown up within seconds of the battle starting, and they still somehow managed to essentially win this. Crazy. They went for the objective, claimed it, and then they had to go to the top to defend. Urel had already been killed, could not escape. It's just nuts. Haben at the bottom of the map. They were, I guess, hoping to get the camp. And now they're back to the old play. They need to soak experience. They need to do the same thing they did before. Catch up in experience because their opponent is about to grab level 20 talents. So we have 27,000. Look at the damage difference. Vala on 51,000. Jojo and Sylvanas on 28k. That's what we're talking about here right now. Vala's damage output is kind of absurd. Barrel. Capybara wants revenge. And the Ancestral, absolutely on point. Jumps away from the Rain of Vengeance. Junkrat surviving like a boss. Everybody worked together there to ensure that he doesn't die. Check this out. Look at this. Look at this. Gets barreled. And then the Ancestral just as the jet propulsion hits, and he's able to jump out after the stun. The fort at the bottom still gets destroyed. I mean, that was kind of given, I guess. They obviously are pushing heavily with that level 20 advantage, and now Vala also has Faf like Quiver. But still, that was a pretty big play to save Junkrat there. And I love how aggressive the blue team is now. They know that they have a big advantage that they should play around, that they need to play around. Rega gets killed. Zeratul is murdering them. Zeratul's plays, yes, Vala has the damage and kills Junkrat now. Blaze is also fallen, but Zeratul, I mean, you have to respect the plays that he's making. He is keeping them on their toes the entire time. He's absolutely brutalizing them in fight after fight. It's just nasty. Here comes level 20. They should be ready for the next objective, but I feel the next objective is going to decide whether or not the red team loses the game. It's not going to decide if they win. But if they lose the next objective, if they lose the Punisher, I just don't see it. But again, they can fight on even talents. Both teams have level 20 at this point in time. No forts anymore though. And there is still a fountain for Team Beast Titan up at the top lane. But we have now Blinded by the Light, which is kind of neat. You have Fasia's Blessing, is another big one. Bolt of the Storm. Sylvanas with survivability that they will definitely need against Zeratul. And Junkrat is back to business. So, with that, let's get this push going. Or let's get that move going. No more camps, all about the top lane pressure on the objective. Here it is. If they can get a kill, this might be the moment of truth right there. This is the chance. Let's see who claims it. Can the blue team end it here? Is the red team bringing it back? Infernal Shrines. Best of 9 series in the grand final, everybody. And here we go. Capybara, the main tank for the blue team. Again, looking for an opportunity. Looking to barrel it up big time. In comes Urel, jumps in, and Vala is immediately using her as a target practice. And just look how quickly the hit points disappear. 74,000 damage now from Vala. 74,000. goes for Jojo. Even with the blinds that we're getting, the damage output from Vala is absurd, and they can't drop her, at least not quickly enough. Anduin is always in a position where he can pull her out if need be. The attack again coming, Capybara at the front, buying some space and time. Blaze is already on the shrine and is doing well there, 23 stacks for the blue team, and they're looking so good. They're controlling this perfectly. In comes the jet propulsion hit. They're connecting it well. The turnaround attempt against Chen as Team Reverse is trying to reverse the fight here. They're moving in with a Riptire and it gets destroyed. Riptire is gone. Zeratul sitting at the side. 29 minion stacks thingies against 1. Chen jumping in, Vala is having fun, Zeratul with a stun, and the Ancestral just in time. The Wailing Arrow was great, and Chen is dead! Chen is dead, and Blaze is dead too! Can they actually win this one? What the hell? Vala, they're going for her, and they kill everything! Sylvanas is gone, but so is Vala. They kill high too! What the hell? Zeratul, the only survivor. It looked like the fight is over. It looked like they were done for. And then it's the big hits coming. Chen and Blaze die first, then they go for Vala, Sylvanas falls, and the grenade straight for Anduin. That one had Anduin's name on it, and they use it perfectly. Zeratul thinks he still has a chance. Oh my god, he really wants to go in there. 31 to 29. Zeratul makes the move. They're keeping an eye on... He didn't make it. Oh, and the Blessed Shield! Now he's in trouble! No way! No way! They get the kill on Zeratul, the stagger death. He got too greedy. He got too greedy. I can't believe it. He's on the run, and then bam, Blessed Shield at the wall. Bounces it off the wall. Bounces the Blessed Shield off the wall, and then goes for the kill. Guys, insanity. Look at the stacks on Vala, 278. Now they're back with the defense. Top side keep likely gonna fall. Sylvanas not with the team though. That's a problem. It's a frozen Punisher, that helps. But Sylvanas isn't here yet. They lost Zeratul, and this might lose them the game. He thought he could get the solo kill. Oh, the top keep is gone. But Sylvanas is there. They're going for game. They're going for game. They're trying to end it here. They need to. They have to. Once again, the play for Chen. The jump. What is going on here? 10 seconds for Zeratul. 10 seconds for Zeratul, and they're going for the core. 5 seconds. 4. Shield is down. The core is falling. It's falling quickly. Zeratul is back to business. They need the kills. They need them quickly, but Chen is the first one to go down. Junkrat and Sylvanas are both eliminated. They might still defend. 6-1. It's over. Team Reverse with another point on the board against Team Beast Titan. GG. Insane. Well, Skyer Foundry, our next map. The draft's gonna be a little bit fast because we had to abort the draft midway through already earlier. But guys, the last map, absolutely insane, honestly. The last 2-3 minutes of Infernal Shrines were incredible. I really still have no idea what happened there. The Blessed Shield that got bounced off the wall, hitting Zeratul, him getting killed, them going for the core, then nearly a defense being pulled off as Zeratul comes back and instantly starts killing Sylvanas and Junkrat with the rest of the team. I would not have been shocked if all of a sudden they saved the core at like 1 or 2% and just crossed the map and ended there. But Team Reverse now has 2 points on the board. It's 3-2, and we are heading into some pretty sexy plays here, hopefully, because that series is incredible. It's absolutely crazy. Capybara now with Diablo. We have Genji, Vala banned out, Tracer and Sergeant Hammer. Now, Sergeant Hammer obviously played in one of the previous games where Team Beast Titan lost, so they want to get rid of Hammer wherever they can. Tracer has been targeted quite a lot on the bans too. As you can see, draft is going pretty quickly. Apparently there was a VPN problem for the Chinese team, which is why they had to drop 2 of their players out in the middle of the draft. So now everybody is coming back for that. Rhaegar, Junkrat, Zeratul gets banned. That, by the way, makes perfect sense given how the previous game went. Zeratul, his performance was absolutely insane. Even with him failing to kill Junkrat and then getting killed just at the end of the game, what he has been able to pull off throughout the entire match was just absolutely bonkers. So it makes perfect sense that they're banning me here. We get Urel now together with Muradin, so 2 jumpers. Falstad, that already helped them with a lot of great isolation plays earlier, so the Koreans are trying to rely on him again. We get Maiev and Malthael, the final weapon of choice. Volscana Foundry, everybody. Team Beast Titan against Team Reverse, a 3-2 score in favor of the Koreans, and with that we're now heading into the next map of the best of 9. Volskaya Foundry, let's go. On the left, Falstad, Diablo. Actually, we have a triple frontline again for the Korean team. Maiev, Hogga, Diablo are in the house here. We get Falstad and we get Brightwing. And then over on the right side of the map, Team Reverse with Muradin and Urel plus Malthael. So both teams with a very strong frontline as we're heading into those checkpoint control plays. It's going to be a weird map, Volskaya Foundry. We're going to talk about it in a second. The damage coming, of course, on the red team side from Malthael plus Junkrat. We have Rhaegar for healing. And the interesting part here is going to be how they're going to play around the Protector. Because we've now seen more than only one game where the Protector essentially led to the team losing. Simply because you take the objective, and I think we had this in the winner bracket a few times, where when we had games here towards the late game, a team grabs the Protector, puts their 2 melee characters in, and then all of a sudden the opponent ignores it completely, just walks past it, kills multiple heroes, and ends the game. So you gotta be careful with it. Protectors can be quite impactful in the late game. You can do a lot of work with them, but at the same time, it can also backfire really hard. So it depends a lot on who you're putting in there, how you're playing around that. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, as it stands right now, we have, of course, a series that has been opened up wildly as the red team takes 2 wins in a row. So now it's a 3-2 score in the best of 9, and Team Beast Titan, while playing absolutely fantastic in the last couple of games, was just not able to win a map there. So Team Reverse, finally with that momentum that they were hoping to build. I am still shocked though by how often we are seeing someone on the blue team side nearly dying and being able to escape. And it's again to the credit of the Korean players that they are always aware where the line is and that they're just so damn good at retreating when they have to. It seems like they don't die. How many times did we see on the last map alone Capybara essentially being dead and not having any hit points, but still being able to move out of the fight? And the same is true for so many other players on that team. And the Chinese, they are trying, you know, to get their kills in. They are targeting specific heroes, and then they also think, okay, we got this one, let's focus on to the next, and it's just not quite playing out that way. If they are able to, you know, just get that little bit of momentum going for themselves and confirm those kills, then it's a completely different flow in the games. As it stands now, teams just rotating around. Everybody has already taken the first item, so we've seen a turret on each side. The support camp is still up, but now, of course, you could theoretically make the play here. But everybody is looking for kill, for an opportunity. Muradin sitting there, hoping to jump in and make a bit of a move. Apparently, by the way, there was also... well, control point. One moment. Is about to unlock. Okay, so they're going in with Diablo again as they're starting to get the stun with the Stormbolt. But the follow-up isn't there. So, Urel is moving to the top. They're actually trying. Maiev gets attacked again, but is able to move out. Control point is unlocking in a second. Nice Stormbolt connect here. Gets some damage in against the Capybara. But he immediately returns the favor with a nice wall stun against the red team. But they are taking, or they're trying to take the initial lead. It's immediately contested by Diablo though. So the tanks are up on the front. Capybara, an absolute monster in the tank position. First on Chen, now obviously also on Diablo. And a pleasure to watch here as Muradin hope to connect the stun with Brightwing. But now the blue team is actually getting, they're actually taking over on the objective. So now they're starting with progress here, slowly working that in. And, I mean, honestly, Team Reverse should probably be interested in doing something about it. They only have Junkrat to really... Well, Junkrat and Malthael are supposed to deal with the Protector once that it gets taken. And while we can criticize that thing as much as we want, it can be a big problem to deal with if your opponent has a lot of just general wave clear, can split on lanes, attacks multiple at the same time. False Step, for example, could help a lot there, just moving over to the side lane and pushing it too while the Protector pushes another one. Has gone into Gathering Storm as level 1 here, and then followed up with Boomerang, whereas we're now seeing at the bottom of the map still that 1 versus 1 being played out. But the objective is nearly taken. I mean, it's 99%, they're going to try and contest it, and we'll see if in the overtime they're able to stop it. But they would have to commit to this. And so far, I'm not sure if they're willing to. But items are being quickly gathered up. Hogger gets attacked, yeah, and is able to get out. Took some damage though. First tower is already on the ground. Muradin has to be a bit careful, but they're also murdering one Stormbolt. Oh, Muradin! Okay, gets away. Is getting the... Oh. Not even close, my friend. He got the healing globe and the regeneration globe, and then is able to move away. But for a second, I thought that Maiev would be able to take him out. The last shot from Brightwing wasn't quite enough to tip the scales in their favor here. But we are also still waiting for the first kill in the game. So, yeah, kill number 1 hasn't happened yet. And everybody is still trying to go for, well, maybe Diablo at the front. And for kill number 1, aim for first blood. Nice tether. Malthael in trouble. Laturellus here covers the place. Muradin. Damn, this is getting really close. Who's going to be able to pick up kill number 1? Seems like they might get Maiev. Nah, she's fine. But the same cannot be said for Urel. She's gone. That's first blood. Hogger came in with a kill. Diablo has his stacks together. And boy, oh boy. That's 1 kill in the early game and level 10. With the first objective. Just the perfect timing for them. Now they have Maiev and also Diablo in the Protector. The chance to break through those walls, maybe go for the top 2. At the bottom of the map, Hogger is starting to take the wall apart, and Rain is now trying to stop him. Has last rights as his heroic ability, so we're getting heroics on both sides. Maiev hasn't really picked hers up yet, but she's also currently in the Protector. And they're taking walls down all over the place. But this thing is getting deleted pretty quickly. Diablo and Maiev should be fine. I mean, again, there's nobody really following him up on this. Just a quick Stormbolt attempt from Muradin, that's about it. He hasn't made a choice yet, and honestly that scares the hell out of me. Because I hate Playmaker. I mean, you can make your Haymaker plays every now and then, depending on your composition, I suppose. But I think even with the triple frontline, it would be a bit of a mistake to not pick Avatar here. Survivability just drops by so much, and I am not sure if it would be really worth it. I mean, what are you really going to accomplish? What's the thought process behind it? Who's the one target, you know, that you're that afraid of, that you're trying to kick him out of a fight, or where you think you can get in a proper isolation? To do what exactly? Now, maybe we'll see what they're trying to do. There it is already, and Diablo, Stormbolt, stuns, couple of traps, but nothing of note yet. Capybara is a bit low though, so those are the moments when you could go for last rights if somebody else tees it up for you. He was low, but too many hit points to do anything about it yet. It's a little bit more of a cautious game, at least in the early game, if you ask me. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that Team Beast Titan is realizing they're starting to lose not only the momentum in the series, but they're also starting to lose the lead that they've been working on so far. And, well, Muradin's dead. Went for Avatar, wasn't able to pop it in that situation. And level 13 in a few moments for the blue team. And they're looking good. I mean, they're looking pretty darn good here. Doing a great job so far. Also opening up the support camp, since they now have the numbers advantage on the map and are obviously fully aware of it. So can easily go in, take the healing beacon, and maybe prep for the next objective, push for the topside fort, whatever. So with 2 kills to 0 and an advantage in structures, they're slowly starting to build up that lead again, as we've already been used to from previous games from that point of view. Yeah. Also, they're playing, by the way, lots of Hogger here. I mean, you can clearly tell that both of these teams have a couple of priority picks that they are trying to get for themselves whenever they can. Chen and Diablo have been the only tanks for Capybara, for example. We've seen Maiev and Zeratul played a lot by CVB here. And then when we're talking about the side lane, Hogger is definitely a regular for the team. Inevitable end now for Malthael. He's going full Thanos on that one. Disc is already out. Damage output. Malthael on 29,000. Top damage in the game by a huge margin, by the way. So, yeah. Not bad. Capybara. Riptide is coming out, but that does nothing but zone them out. And the problem is that Hogger is all alone at the bottom of the map and starting to take the fort apart here. So, one after another, the fort is getting destroyed. We're now having in the middle of the map still a bit of a play around. Objective is up, so they could now go for the second one. Maiev top damage currently for the team in blue. Also is going to try and deal with that. Down here. Still Hogger pushing that forward. This is the problem that the red team is currently facing. They are the ones losing structures. They're not only losing walls, but they're also taking damage at the top side fort. They've taken damage at the bottom side fort. They've taken damage in the middle. So there's slowly and steadily more and more pressure coming from Team Beast Titan. And up to now, Team Reverse hasn't really found a way to deal with that. So after level 10, oftentimes the dynamic in the game changes. So far it hasn't. They're even letting Hogger poke this away. Not really believing in trying to steal anything here yet. Items are of course playing another big role. But generally speaking, at some point the team in red has to make a move. And they're falling behind experience. 16 versus 15. Makes it difficult for Team Reverse to engage into anything. Unless they are ganking up on someone. Like Hyde! Yeah, that's a kill, I suppose. It should be. Yeah, there's a gust. Hyde is... Why is it always happening like this? This is exactly what I talked about earlier. It's always happening. They always survive. These guys are so damn good. He's alive. Brightwing didn't fall. It looked like a guaranteed kill and it just wasn't because the Koreans are too good, and then this happens. They chase, they follow, they lose heroes. Now Rhaegar is gone. Didn't even get a chance to use Ancestral. Muradin falls a second later. God, these guys are so damn good. And for the Chinese players, that's just devastating. Big push at the top that cost them a fort. The Protector that they got the second has now destroyed the one in the middle, and at the bottom they can of course take another one. But it is unbelievable to me. Hyde survives with Brightwing. It seemed like there was no way for him to get out of that situation, but he did. 5 kills to 0 now. And they are just keeping the place. I mean, it's excellent. So they're extending the lead. Blue team has extended the lead, and that is not doing anything either. I think he missed the target there. He wanted to go for Brightwing, I suppose, and misclicked on Maiev. So that is adding... Uh-oh. Well, maybe now. Hogger? Hogger! Nope, he's still fine. And Malthael is dead instead. Malthael dies, so does Junkrat. They're going for Rhaegar, and that's a triple kill. 3 heroes down, 3 heroes destroyed. It's crazy. Honestly, the blue team with such good plays now. First they're able to take down Malthael, then the chase is on to destroy Junkrat. Now they're already pushing for the keep at the bottom of the map. They're tethering Muradin right back in after he was trying to escape. And with the disc, they should be able to seal his fate too. 8 kills to 0, make it 9. They are looking amazing here. What a performance. Oh my god, what a stun kill too. Murdering them. Team Beast Titan just beasting it up in game number 5, 4, where we are right now. 5, I guess. And we have now a chance for them to extend their lead further. Again, coming from the winner bracket, the blue team had a 1-0 advantage. So that gives them a bit of a lead in the best of 9. First team to 5 wins. And Team Beast Titan, with the keep at the bottom of the map now being destroyed, has taken a massive step towards a potential 4th point in the series. All the forts have been destroyed. Hogger at the top has made sure that this one would drop as well. Now they have level 20 talents. That gives us Wind Tunnel, more isolation plays possible through Falstad, and just taking one camp after another. So, yeah, this is looking pretty damn good for the blue team. Team reverse. They could obviously always try to reverse the game here, but it's going to be tough. Not a single stack, by the way, from Malthael either. He had 2 attempts earlier, and both of them misfired. I think one time he misclicked, the other time they just couldn't get the final hits in against Brightwing. Hyde surviving over and over again is just nothing short but impressive. And with that now, the chance to maybe go for a game. Once that the next protector's up, once that they can move through the bottom of the map. And I should not forget to point out that so far at least, the red team hasn't gotten a single kill. Not one. No kill whatsoever. Which is pretty bananas when you think about it. It's a 3-level lead, so the stats at 4 levels ahead. 21 to 17. I mean, think about that for a moment. The stats advantage alone is crazy. And then you add on top of that the red team doesn't have any storm talents. It's kind of bonkers. So now they just have to decide, hey, how do we want to play this? What do we want to do here? Go for the protector and try and end the game? Do we just siege up in the middle, hope that they start defending, we force them into a fight, and then try and get some kills and snowball it from there? We're 15 minutes into the game now. So things are starting to get a bit scarier when we're talking about catapults, death timers increasing. So you can really start to make some decent moves if you're getting kills. The window is extending. They get the discount against Rhaegar. Can they go for him? Already the wind tunnel play being made, and that's a kill. Rhaegar is gone, and now the keep in the middle is open. Hoarder pulled, used as Hogger jumps in deep. Brightwing again with the save, and once more Last Rites does nothing. They're in the fight though. Hogger gets killed. First blood finally. The Riptire kill from Junkrat as they were aiming for Muradin. He survives. They're still trying for Malthael, but they can't get him. So the red team is fighting back as best as they can. They're still an entire level away from level 20, but at least they got a kill. In a situation like this, you start with small steps, right? Baby steps. Always the first step. Don't look at the entire project, just look at the first step, and the first step here was defend and get a kill, and they've done both. Now they need to get to level 20, and then they can take it from there. Brightwing is taking over at the bottom checkpoint now. We have 62,000 damage for Malthael, 55,000 for Maiev. So Malthael's numbers aren't really that bad. He's going up against a triple melee lineup, so it's kind of to be expected. But the question that still needs to be answered is how much more can they do here? I mean, down at the bottom of the map, Brightwing still also sitting pretty tight here. Nobody is going to try and interrupt that. I was thinking for a moment if Urel maybe makes a move over, but so far she hasn't. We have the level 20 talents for them. But if they want to contest it, then honestly, now would be the moment to try and do that. If you want to contest that, this is the moment. Instead, they are, from the looks of it, trying to scout out if they can get a kill or two. Already jumping in right there. And let's see, is it possible for them? The tether against Muradin. He's just going to walk that out. Not a problem for him here just yet. Wind tunnel isolating Muradin, or at least trying to. And he's dead. Kill number 13. 94% on the progress towards the checkpoint. Falstad is now moving down to the bottom of the map. And he's going to complete it for the team. So they have the chance to get the objective. We're late in the game, so this would be the opportunity to maybe end it. And yep, 3-level lead would definitely contribute to that as well. So as it stands, we now have the Protector coming through the bottom. Falstad in it on cooldown with his ult, so it makes sense to put him in there. Maiev also moving in. And with another 30 seconds missing on Muradin, it seems like they're more interested in taking out the keep in the middle to play it safe in the long run, instead of just YOLOing that Protector over onto the core and destroyed with that. So instead, we get the keeps destroyed, pin him down further, make sure that Reverse is getting crushed, take all hopes and dreams away from them. Disc from Maiev did not connect though, swapped places with Diablo as they got a bit closer to this. And they're still hoping to get a kill. Oh, and they get it! Look at that! Hogger jumps in and gets the kill, eats the Stormbolt, but Malthael has now also fallen. They might get Hogger with a bit of luck, but even that is shut down as he just simply spins out of the fight And Volskaya Foundry is going to be won by Team Beast Titan. The core is falling quickly. It's a 4-2 lead for the blue team as they are just dominating Team Reverse in this game on Volskaya. Nicely done, the Koreans with the victory. GG and well played. So, match point number 1, 4-2 score in favor of the Koreans. We have Aldrich Pass as our next map, and this is a match point. If Team Beast Titan wins here, they claim the title. This is a best of 9 series, first team to 5 wins. So, well, let's see if they can pull it off. Genji gets banned, Vala gets banned. I would assume that, well, now with Vala being banned by them, with the first pick first ban shifting, now you can only ban Tracer or Sergeant Hammer. You can't ban them both. So Team Beast Titan has to make a choice after they just eliminated Vala. And they just figured that out too. Okay, they're banning Diablo. They're more worried about him than about Tracer and Sergeant Hammer. Now, even if you don't pick immediately, you still have a chance to take it a bit later. So, what is reverse prioritizing here? Side laner? Yeah, this is going to get very interesting because, again, Beast Titan now being in a spot where they only need to win one additional map. Johanna as the main tank for Hebin. But I like that we're having a couple of mind games going on right now, too. Because Beast Titan knows fully well that there's a chance that either Tracer or Hammer are getting picked. And Team Reverse wants it, but you have to also ask yourself, okay, when are we going to take this? Do we wait for the next ban phase first? Are we trying to lock it in right now? And they should. But there's Tracer, followed by Hogger. Tracer is taken away. If they want Sergeant Hammer, I think they have to take her now. So Tracer is stolen away from them. Rain is not going to like that. I think he thought, okay, finally I can play Tracer. But Tracer was stolen. This is also the explanation why Tracer is such a high priority right now for the team. Normally they would have most likely taken her later, but they know that there's a good chance of her getting taken away. Same with Sergeant Hammer. They wanted to take Sergeant Hammer later, but she's been banned so many times. They have shown that they want to play her, so they know if they do not pick her right now, then on the third ban, the blue team is very likely going to react to this and is just starting to ban Hammer out. So one team gets Tracer, the other gets Sergeant Hammer, and the draft is then shaped around that. I mean, it's already a good start. You have with Johanna, for example, a hero that really helps you with this. I want to see the Tracer plays from Team Beast Titan, though. Rhaegar gets quickly banned. Haven't seen a whole lot of Malfurion, but Malfurion would obviously go well with Tracer too. Could also go Anduin and then have a light bomb engage with Tracer, so that would be another option for them. Chen main tank again. Capybara is on it, and they go for Deckard Cain. Get those potions into the match. Blaze, Imperius, triple front line. It's protect the hammer time. You have Brightwing, you have Blaze, you have Imperius, Johanna up at the top. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going into our final pick. Aldrich Pass is the next map. It could be the final one, depending on who takes it. Team Beast Titan has a match point right now. In fact, they have potentially 3 in a row. Team Reverse, they need to step it up a bit. They have shown that they can. They need to pull it off on Aldrich Pass. And again, here comes Falstad. So, Chen main tank. Falstad is by now also a staple in the draft pattern of Team Beast Titan. They really like the isolation plays and the lane control that they have with him. And with that, we're heading into the next map. Aldrich Pass, everybody. Team Reverse against Team Beast Titan. Off we go! Beast Titan on the left with Falstad and Tracer for the big damage. And then we have Chen, Hogger plus Deckard Cain for the rest of the draft. Now, once again, Chen being played, of course, as the main tank for them, as usual with Capybara. Team Reverse on the right side of the map is playing this with a triple front line, using Blaze, Johanna, and Imperius. We have Sergeant Hammer for the big damage, as we've seen on Towers of Doom, for example, and then Brightwing for the heals. So the idea behind this is, once again, pretty much the same. We'll see if they can pull that off. It will, of course, slow down the early game a bit, because Sergeant Hammer won't be able to do too much until she has her Hava Siege mode, so we're gonna wait for that. But it's gonna be a fun one. I mean, again, Chen as a main tank is something that Capybara has been playing tons and tons. Then we have Falstead with Gus, we have Hogger at the side. So they are going to try and make sure that this is going to be the last map in the series. It's a best of 9 grand final, and with 4 points on the board, all the Team Beast Titan needs is one more victory. One single win and they have it. But can they pull it off? Or is the Chinese team able to push them a little bit further, force the next map, and maybe even tie the score? They've locked in 2 map victories so far, and they might be able to do a bit more here today. Shots are being fired against the wall. I mean, again, you're sieging up at the beginning. Tracer in particular is also eating some damage. Now, again, Tracer obviously can't dodge any of the auto attacks, so Sergeant Hammer can be very annoying against her. But you have to also understand, even though Sergeant Hammer was picked later, Tracer, when they picked Tracer, they knew. They already knew that the chances of Sergeant Hammer being played are very, very high, simply because of the pattern that we've seen in the previous maps. And not only there, but also in the tournament in and of itself. So, down at the bottom of the map, still our 1 versus 1. Camps are, of course, now after the 1 minute mark has passed, also getting targeted in the mid lane. Always important that you try and use that to just push things out. And up at the top, we're getting Falstead, still controlling this. I'm curious. Falstead is really interesting to me in this tournament because initially he was essentially not picked. And only towards the grand final have we seen Falstead slowly starting to make an appearance. And now he is an absolute power pick for the blue team. They've been taking him in, I believe it's the last 3 maps in a row now. And they really believe in the value that he brings. Oh, that's a kill. No. I should, honestly, at this point, okay, they get Hogger, but I need to be careful. I can't call kills anymore with this team. Because we've seen now too many times that when it comes to the Koreans, you never really know when they're going to lose a hero or not. But here, Hogger actually dies, so that is first blood in the game. All the way at the top, Sergeant Hammer still softening the waves up and is also going to do some nice structural damage, opening the side wall up too, which is going to give them vision. So that's already neat. Falstead is able to get some connects, but that's about it. Parting gift on level 1, we get the pulse generator on level 4. And now with the entire wall gone, it's a pretty nice opening. Use Sergeant Hammer as best as you can before you have your mobility, and them being able to take an entire wall already down. That's always kind of nice. I mean, really, that helps a little bit. So with that, the party here now continues, and let's see, they're going for rain. And he's able to escape. Sergeant Hammer's just sitting tight here, and it's just like, alright, I can't really do anything about it, so why don't we just like move in pretty quickly and take the camp until we hit level 7. Then we can play around this a bit, but up to the point where I'm finally mobile again, let's just at least take the camp. So against those Nolzen doesn't really make a difference. So, perfect decision in that case. So, level 7 Talent Glass kicking in, and this is where the game essentially starts for the red team. So, now they're getting Hava Siege mode. It's one of those things, by the way, imagine just you misclicking on that talent. That is essentially ruining your game. Oh, well, does he have the lunge? He does. Do they have the damage? Well, they don't. They nearly did, though. Oh, Jet Propulsion connects, maybe now? And even with a slow, they can't. Yeah, instead they're targeting Tracer, and damn, Tracer is really getting melted by Sergeant Hammer. She is not going to like that as the game continues. So Tracer really has to play around this as best as she can, and it's not going to be easy. Deckard Kane interrupting as much as possible. Here comes Hogger, but the channel has already gone through, so the progress is now slowly starting, which forces the blue team to actually engage. Sergeant Hammer gets out. Nice connect with the stuns, and Tracer goes down. The lunge perfectly timed here. Gets a double connect out of them. And after popping the fountain, Sergeant Hammer is immediately back. They go for full zone control again. And Team Reverse might just be able to pick up the first objective in this game. Nice heal also on Imperius. He was about to fall, and then Brightwing came in and saved the day. Hogger! He's alive again, and Sergeant Hammer goes down. It is just crazy. Capybara, can he live? Does he live? It seems like he's gonna live. And they're jumping in on Rain to try and get another kill. Blaze trying to get away here and just gets destroyed. Capybara is such a monster. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. He survives through situations where you really think, okay, this is it. And you can tell, this is actually mind-fucking the red team a little bit at this point. It really is. They're going for kills, they're realizing all of a sudden, okay, this doesn't happen as quickly as we thought it would, and then they start doubting themselves. And you can't really blame them. I mean, that would play tricks on my mind too, if I was them. So, they've been going through game after game after game where they essentially weren't able to secure kills on targets that they already thought dead. So, very weird situation for them. Attack at the top against Sergeant Hammer, has to move out, not a problem, can see a way here. Bot lane is where they are opening at least the wall up, but again, this is the first objective. Usually not going to get too much out of it. Little bit more, and yeah. I mean, either way. 2 kills to 2. Chen barreling out there. The flank was coming in, and if you just, you know, if they catch him and the Blessed Shield comes out, then maybe they can come in and get the hit. But well, as it stands, both teams have level 10 abilities. We have 2 kills on each side. One objective has been used to take the walls down, to drop some of the hit points on the forts. But, yeah. And as Falstad is trying to get away, that's a quick poly and some neat damage for free. Now, Falstad can't really do a whole lot here, and Sergeant Hammer is enjoying the freedom up at the top. Brightwing still sitting in the bush, so if Falstad goes a bit too deep, this might actually backfire. Sergeant Hammer is getting healed, and now the blue team is reacting to the topside situation and is moving the rest of their heroes slowly over. But that also triggers a reaction from Team Reverse as they are running cover for Sergeant Hammer with Imperials, for example. Much slower game than some of the previous maps, though. First of all, very big map, but also a lot on the line here. Team Beast Titan, they wanna end this if they can. And then on the other side, you of course have Team Reverse that don't want it to end here. They want to force another map out of them. And we'll see if they can. There's, by the way, also a bit of an element of this getting real late, I think specifically for the Chinese players. So they are currently in a situation which it's playing a bit of a role. If you're playing an entire best of 9, you know, the farther you go in the series, the more tired you get. There was a show match before too, where some of the players participated. That's true for both teams, not only for players on the side of Team Reverse. Capybara, for example, did the same. But it's kind of noteworthy as well. Because of time difference, it's going to run fairly late. If you see more maps, another 2, 3, it's going to be a very late day for a lot of the guys here. But camp is getting taken again. Obviously, we long surpassed the 5-minute mark, so now we have bosses coming up as well. At the bottom of the map, Rain is getting attacked. It's still pushing the lane out, and since this fort is already at 50% of its HP, it's still looking pretty okay here. Upside pressure continues, so 13 Taloners in. It's a much slower game. Very cautious performance from both of them. So far, it always feels a little bit like eventually, you know, it's just going to flip and the momentum is starting to kick in. But right now, they are playing a slow one. So Sergeant Hammer is moving towards the bottom of the map. They're trying to ensure that the camp is not being taken by Team Beast Titans. They're going for the objective. But with the fort at the top destroyed and now more damage in the middle being done, they are really threatening structures. And the more you take these out, the more you remove fountains, you increase distance and safety for your opponent. So there's a couple of neat little things that they can do if they can just keep this up. Chen is going to buy them maybe enough time. 5 seconds. Yep, they're getting it. They're getting the objective, but they might lose a hero. They're losing Falstad. Falstad is dead. Falstad is dead, but so is Brightwing. So the 2 heroes with wings are gone, and then Sergeant Hammer falls. If they can get more, that would be a disaster, and it's going to be. Rain with Blaze does not survive either. 3 heroes gone, and the cavalry is on the way. Death timers semi-low still, but this is going to help them to do some serious damage. The walls are all going to be taken out. Maybe they can even destroy a fort, because heroes still have travel time after they respawn. And it will be a bit difficult to salvage that situation on all of the lanes. At the bottom of the map, for example, we're already seeing the cavalry straight up with the minion wave on the fort itself. I don't think they can save this. Hogga is trying to escort the top into the same spot. There's already at least Imperius making his way over, but there's still a wall, so this one should get destroyed. And the fort at the bottom of the map has now fallen as already expected. So, 1 level lead, plus nearly level 16 for Team Beast Titan currently. So when we're looking at the hero experience, they've actually pulled heavily ahead on minion experience and on hero experience. So not only was it a team fight that we just saw, where they killed 3, but on top of that also the fact that they're just doing way better when it comes to soaking minion experience, aka clearing the waves. So they've been doing a fantastic job on that throughout the game. Falstad is of course helping a little bit, but if you look at the rest of the team, they're doing really well here too. Tracer currently at 10k, so Blaze roughly. So them running a level 16 talent advantage comes pretty unsurprising. Now the point still is, without level, I don't think they even know that they're here, so that boss is going to be taken. For a second I thought, okay, the red team is probably going to try for level 16. Maybe they can go for Hogga. Yeah, jet propulsion is not in play on this one. The lunge itself was enough together with a blessed shield from Johanna. But now they're about to grab that fort. Boss at the top, on the other hand, is going to help Falstad. So Sergeant Hammer is here and is already starting to slowly take that out. Blaze pushing at the bottom of the map. It's a really interesting game now. 2 forts are destroyed on the blue team side. A third one is struggling. This one at the top is about to be defended. So, as it stands, it's honestly a bit tough to tell who's really ahead here. We have a small lead in experience for Team Beast Titan. In structures, they've just now drawn even with the opponent. So, pretty even game. Very, very even game. A 4-2 score on the board, and I still say that if Reverse is able to get a few of these kills that you've been missing out on throughout the rest of the match, or if, on the other hand, they're just, you know, winning a big team fight and then run the momentum, we could see this go a long way. It is match point though. Blue team knows it. If they end it right here, if they can, then it's all over. And they go for Sergeant Hammer, try and take her out, but Hammer is alive. For now, Tracer trying to close that gap and might be able to pull it off. Deckard Cain is gone. And the bomb does not connect. Sergeant Hammer still alive, needs a few heals though, and also taps the fountain here. But it's 5 versus 4 after Deckard King got eliminated. Tracer chasing Hammer to no avail. Didn't help them. Yeah, they push Hogga back out. And there's not a lot to take on the map now. There's a boss at the bot lane that you couldn't theoretically aim for and try and take. But yeah, at the top, I mean, I don't really think they can do too much. They want to go for the objective instead. They have another 16 seconds until Deckard Cain is back. And that's, of course, a fairly neat little advantage that they're running on them. As long as there's no heals, they're not going to fully commit to this. But the timer is running out. I mean, Deckard Cain is nearly back. Another 30 seconds for them to get the objective. So the blue team is starting to gather up their forces to interrupt that. To maybe get a kill, have to deal with this in the middle of 2. They might be too late already. I mean, given the position that we are seeing and them having to push into this, I'm not quite sure if they can do that. They're slowly trying to pull that off, but it's only 14, 12 seconds. As long as they're interrupting the footman here, they're going to be fine. Sergeant Hammer, there's the gust, and the footman are going to take it for now. So 6 seconds left before they get the objective. The fight focusing on Chen for a moment. Nice done. The follow-up. Is it there? They're going for the delivery. Chen should be dead. Chen is dead. But they lose Sergeant Hammer and they lose Brightwing. Brightwing and Sergeant Hammer both gone, both eliminated. Now it's a numbers advantage for the blue team, and they're hoping to extend it further by going for Jojo. And she is gone. Yeah, Falstad following up on this. She's eliminated. Now they are going for the top lane. Tracer has to fall back, so this could have been tricky. But as it stands right now, it's just, again, the blue team dominating things here. With Chen falling, it seemed for a moment like maybe they can make a move now, but then Brightwing, Sergeant Hammer get taken down. Now they go for the objective. They nearly have level 20. So Team Beast Titan again, working their butt off to get into the driver's seat in this series, on this map, in this match point. We have Wind Tunnel, we're getting untapped potential, and we got Secret Stash now for Hogger. Deckard Cain still has to make his choice, but they are going to grab another cavalry and then use the level 20 talents to try and push. Camps have been taken pretty much everywhere. Boss at the bottom of the map is the only thing that so far has been neglected. I told you should take a shower. You smell, dude. That's it. Yeah. Go away. Go into a corner and think about what you did. What you didn't do. Yeah, that boss was actually never even targeted or anything. Falstad is now trying to ensure that they're not suffering any pressure at the bottom of the map. More so to help the cavalry to very quickly push through the bot lane, so they're getting even more pressure there. So take 1 or 2 more waves out, which she does fairly easily here. And in the meantime, the rest of the team has already started to take apart the fort in the middle, which was obviously the last one. 20 versus 20. Team reverse. Now the big moment. How much can they do? 1 keep, 2 keeps, no keep? What are we getting? Well, depends a little bit on the kills. And Capybara he's dead. Should be dead. And he is dead. That is an important kill. That's an insanely important kill. This actually really helps them. Now the defense is so much easier. With Chen gone, are you kidding me? Yeah, that is going to be funny. So, Lulnado is in, but one of the cavalry players already destroyed. The one at the top is getting targeted next and is also taken out quickly. So, Keep is not taking any damage there. Yeah, I don't know, guys, but killing Chen was honestly massive. If not for that Chen kill, I would not have been shocked to see at least a Keep, maybe even more than Wall Fall. But they pulled it off. They went in, they did all the damage in the world and killed the frontliner right away. Now the boss is up, finally gets a bit of attention. Took a shower in the meantime. While we were pushing, the reason why it disappeared is he heard what I was saying and then realized, alright, I'm really smelling. So I smell a bit too much. So he went back, took a quick shower, and now all of a sudden they're all paying attention to him as they should. Hogger? Alright. I mean, if you say so, my friend, then fair enough. So, Hogger gets absolutely murdered. Now they go for Deckard Cain. Boss is taken, and now comes the push. And this is the play that set it all up. Hogger thinking, you know what? I'm YOLOing. So Hogger YOLO'd hard, and then they immediately said like, okay, if you want to die, you can die, my friend. So Hogger went in deep, and now it's a 5 versus 3. Now, up at the top, I should highlight that for just a second. Still a push coming, but with Hogger jumping in like that a little bit too early. I guess he wanted to interrupt the boss from being taken. Not sure he realized that it wasn't dead yet. But now the question, can you end the game here? With 1 armor shield removed, normally teams are a little bit more cautious about it. But since they have a boss at the same time, as long as they don't lose any heroes immediately, they could try and go for that. They could actually try and make that happen. Chen is back, but Deckard Cain and Hogger are still missing. Now the Lulnados are of course still a thing. Nice! The connects are perfect against Capybara. Even with the wind tunnel being used here. So now Chen's gone. That means at best you're fighting 4 versus 5. And they're starting to move in. Boss is still alive too. They want more kills. They want to end the game. It's really tough though, but they're killing Hogger and that should finally allow them to make that happen. Normally when only 1 armor shield is removed, you want to be a bit cautious, but they're engaging slowly. The boss is gone, but the core is falling quickly. Tracer gets destroyed by Sergeant Hammer. Can't dodge those auto attacks, and this is, at the end of the day, what seals the deal for them. 8 kills to 12. We are going to the next map. Team Reverse wins another one. They lock in a W on all direct pass, and the score now 4-3 for Team Beast Titan as we move on to the next map of the best of 9. Alright, here we are, Sky Temple, the 3rd point on the board for Team Reverse. So if we ignore for just a second the 1-0 advantage through the winner's bracket for Team Beast Titan, then essentially we have a 3-3 score and the series is tied. So Team Reverse is actually doing very well here. Seems like Team Beast Titan very much so has to rely on that advantage from the winner bracket. We'll see what they can do with it. This is still another match point, but the first match point was defended. So now Team Reverse has a chance to actually tie the series up and force the final map in the best of 9. You can tell from the bans here immediately, though, that Team Beast Titan is just simply saying, you know what, guys, have Vala if you want her. We already beat your Vala once, but Tracer and also Sergeant Hammer, we're not going to deal with that. This is just not happening. So the two of them get banned out right from the get-go. On the other side, we have Genji and also Maiev banned. Zeratul will maybe even follow. Here on Sky Temple, he could definitely play him, and the impact that Zeratul had in previous games would worry me a bit if I'm Team Reverse. So on the third ban, there's a chance that he's going to get eliminated. Then again, there's also a chance that Team Beast Titan, you know what, just comes in and says like, yeah, we know that you might ban him out, so we're going to pick him early. For me, on the other hand, it's more so a question of what's now happening around Vala. By the way, first pick, first ban went over to the blue team. I thought initially it was Team Reverse that had it. So they had an opportunity to go for a Vala first pick. They decided against it. And now even Team Reverse is not going for it. So Brightwing and Johanna instead. Yeah. I'm kind of curious if anybody is going for Vala right now. Or if we're just going to see other damage dealers. Junkrat, for example, has been a consistent pick for Team Reverse. So unless taken away, there's a good chance that they're going to try and go for it again. Well. Sylvanas and Hogger. Alright, so we got Diablo or Hogger for Sky Temple now. And we get Sylvanas together with it. Any kind of structures you take out on Sky Temple is always a win. You don't rely on the objective anymore then. Rhaegar gets actually banned against them now, with Brightwing already taken away. So they're really trying to target some of the preference picks that they have. But notable that at least Zeratul has not been taken away from them. So I'm really interested to see how they're playing the draft out, because again, now we're in that weird spot where Team Beast Titan, if they lose here, are forced into the final map. They probably were feeling pretty damn good when they were heading into Aldrich Pass with a 4-2 score. You know, you're far ahead and things work well for you. Now we have Jojo and Blaze as a neatly layered defense for Team Reverse, and they pick Vala after all. They can still adjust a little bit on the final pick and say that they are taking, let's say, a second support, for example. But I'm kind of intrigued to find out who is playing Vala. Because when he was Shy earlier, I believe it was him on Brexis, he died non-stop. Now, that was partly also because of the combo that was used against Vala, but yeah, they targeted her extremely well. Now we have Lucio, and here's Zeratul. This is exactly what I talked about. Zeratul gets taken. I personally would have banned Zeratul over Rhaegar. Karazim, double support right now, so they have two supports. Sky Temple is the map. It's a 4-3 score in favor of the Korean team. Can the Chinese, can Team Reverse tie it up and force the final map? Let's find out. Let's go! Team Beast Titan on the left. 4 points on the board for the blue team. The Koreans with Diablo and Hogger and Zeratul at the front. Yeah, if I'm on the red team, honestly, that Zeratul pick would absolutely terrify me. Granted, on Infernal Shrines, his play towards the end might have been a bit too risky and cost them the win, but his performance beforehand was just absolutely insane. I'm not 100% certain if it was the same player, though. I think CBP played Zeratul back then, or am I mistaken there? Not 100% sure. Sylvanas is the damage dealer from afar, and we have Lucio on the red side. We got Rain on Blaze. We have Johanna now at the front. Brightwing and Karazim also plying the heals. And then it is Vala, played this time by Meteor. So they are swapping some of the heroes around. That was a very nice call, by the way, on the Sylvanas push. With Sylvanas, you can easily push for a structure and try and take a tower out. In this case, they've now dropped 1 to 50% HP, which is still very good. But they called it nicely. That can always become a little bit of a problem if you call that too late. If you make a mistake there, then all of a sudden you lose a tower already at the beginning of the game. But in this case, they managed that quite well. Good damage now down at the bottom of the map too. And they are taking an entire tower already. Wow. Very early in the game. Now Sylvanas has rotated top side and nobody is currently there to stop her. So together with Hogger, she is going to be able to do some damage. But if they continue down at the bottom of the map, they might be able to go through the entire wall here. And the camps are armed too. Diablo's immediately like, alright, let's go for the camps. And then a second later, he realizes it might be a dumb idea with everybody else being around. And they just move in and take him down. Good start for the blue team, for the red team. Yeah, team reverse, ladies and gentlemen. Stealing the camp away and getting decent stacks for Vala this early on. 20, nothing insane, but good enough. They take the first blood. And how much damage did they suffer at the top? Yeah, one tower went down before Blaze could do anything about it. But now that we have siege giants at the bottom of the map, that's extra damage against the fort. They also zoned them away from the wall, which allowed them to take down the entire thing, plus the second tower. And now they can rotate towards the next lane. Death Dealer is already in. Their own siege giant camp is of course also up, so they go straight for that. And this is level 4 to level 4. Psionic Strength. It's gonna be Zerathul's job later to make the big plays for Vala. I'm wondering if they are considering taking Calm on Karazin. I mean, normally you would always go for 7-sided strike, and I think here it's very likely that we're going to get 7-sided strike for him as well. But they essentially don't really have a panic button, so it's not like they're running an Ancestral or they have Uther with a Divine Shield. So it can be a bit dicey when Zeratul and, let's say, Hogger with a Horror Pult or Sylvanas with a Wailing Arrow make an immediate play for Vala and are able to kind of lock her down. So this is one of the big risks that you're running in a situation like that. We'll see. I mean, at this point, Hyde's a bit low too, and they're not following up on this too much. They're actually more interested in taking the wall down. And they're gonna get at least a tower. With Sylvanas being this low, she's forced to retreat. They're trying for Hawkeye, and they get another kill. That's 2 kills. Guys, this early game is probably one of the best that we've seen from Team Reverse in this entire series so far. We have, up to now, not seen them this much in the driver's seat right from the beginning of the game. And now take a quick look over to what's happening on the objective. Both of the temples are under the control of the red team. They're taking the fort out at the top within seconds, and they're getting a massive amount of shots. They're looking amazing here. This is a little bit reminiscent of what happened earlier when Team Beast Titan absolutely destroyed them. I believe it was on Volskaya Foundry. So this is the exact opposite. All of a sudden, it is the red team that is just going all out momentum swing. Hogger is taking shots at the top. I'm not quite sure why exactly they abandoned that. They were going into the middle instead and are taking the shots over here now. But one fort is destroyed, a second one is getting attacked, and we might actually go down to the final map on this. It's too early to tell, I know. We're not on level 10 yet. Dynamics oftentimes change when heroic abilities are in, but at least the early game is great. And Caster Curse strikes hard. That's the end of Vala. Yeah. Alright. Caster Curse is hitting with a vengeance. Vala gets eliminated. She's the first kill for Team Beast Titan. And at the top, they nearly take the fort out. Now, structurally, obviously, the red team is still massively ahead. They did damage at the fort at the bottom of the map in the middle. And they've done well here. Losing the 5% attack speed with that one death on Vala isn't really the end of the world for them. But, yeah. I kind of jinxed it for them. So, apologies. That said, Karazim jumping away. They're still holding on to that at the top. There's a slight leading experience that they can obviously attempt to build on. Vala is currently attempting to stop Sylvanas at the bottom of the map as she's trying to push that in. Yeah, Zeratul is already there. Zeratul is, as I said before, the one hero that I would really be the most panicked about. And now Brightwing is helping out. Diablo is also moving in, so there's damage that is taken on Team Reverse's side. Diablo is actually pushing for Jojo now, but she's fine. The hit against Karazim, and careful, Brightwing gets isolated and killed. Vala harvests some additional stacks for her level 1. So she's able to get up to 70 with this. Here come the level 10 abilities. We get the 7-sided strike. And the camp, oh my god, they want to really fight for it. 7-sided strike. Where's the Rain of Vengeance? There it is. Zeratul is gone. Double hit. And oh my god, it's a triple kill. It's an all-out triple kill. And they try to go for the boss too. What a play right here from Vala and the rest of the team. They get level 10 abilities, and honestly, it's a bit of an oversight from the blue team to not retreat here. They went a bit too greedy, thought could get the Siege Giants, and then all the heroics were unleashed. The Rain of Vengeance hit twice, now the boss is taken, and they have 5 kills to 2. So, Team Beast Titan, they just suffered a lot of damage with this. Not only is the bottom temple fully under the control of Team Reverse, which allows them now to fire shot after shot, but in addition to that, the boss is also marching through the bot lane. It's obviously ridiculously early in the game, so it's not going to do too much damage, but the combo of temple plus boss is going to damage the keep. It's not going to take it out, I don't think so, but it is going to damage the keep. Now, more camps are taken at the top. The lead-in experience is, of course, getting attended. And you know what? I might have been wrong. Ah, okay, 5 shots more fired. I think they can save this one. Siege Giants didn't make it over. So this thing is low, but it's unlikely to get dropped right now. If those Siege Giants made it a bit farther, then maybe, but as is, the lead-in experience is probably their biggest issue. And upcoming temples will be a problem too. But at least they're stabilizing for now. At least they can try. But this is the fantastic start for Team Reverse. When it comes to Sky Temple, this is probably one of the best starts that you can essentially hope for. So, Taxi coming. Blaze is moving down to the bottom of the map. We're already looking at level 13 with Collision Cores. We got 6th Sense in. And they could theoretically, with those Siege Giants that they're about to pick up now, push for that bottom keep and try and get it while they have a talent advantage, and also while they have a big wave here too. If they, for example, flank in right now, which they tried, it's a bit risky. I also don't want to lose this. You can still trade very... If you're this far ahead in structures and you evenly trade temples, you will win the game eventually. So that's another thing that they can just simply do right now. Maybe do a little bit of damage here too, you know, just use some of that AoE against the wall, take that out to make the temples even more effective. So this is pretty much what they're currently trying to do here. And with a lot of success, I might add. That first tower is essentially already gone. Yeah, they're just retreating. No level 13 yet for Team Beast Titan. They waited out, but they've done damage to that wall. Now they can go for the temples again. I would assume that the blue team is gonna move down towards the bottom of the map to try and stop the keep from falling. But since we now already have everyone from the red team here, I guess that keep is gone. So Rain at the top is moving away. They could go for the fort and take that out. But again, that's a trade that I don't think they're gonna be too happy about. Losing that fort is fine. But Brightwing is now starting to take the shots, and that's the end of the first keep of the game. So this one is going to get destroyed. Catapults are going to pressure more and more. Then the mid lane is going to get attacked, and then we're going to open up the wall. As the rest of the team is now pushing towards the middle. And Brightwing can obviously jump in, right? So Brightwing can jump in, help out as well. So 5 kills against 2, and thanks to all of the plays made earlier, the boss being grabbed, the Siege Giants, the damage against the towers, the fort, they are in the driver's seat here. They can sit tight, they can just wait this out, they don't have to attack. If they just trade temples, they will win the game, and they know it. So another fort gets destroyed here in the middle, but the second keep is taking damage. It's not gonna fall, but it's gonna take more and more damage, and they're just waiting for level 16. That's the next big advantage that they have here. Just trade temples, wait until you have a talent advantage, and try and take control of the game again. Try and take control of the map. Well, but Blaze, bunker up, buys himself a little bit of time. Rest of the team is already coming in. Jet propulsion, and he's fine. And now Diablo's in trouble. Yep, 7-sided strike. Dibbles is out. Dibbles is down, and what a Rain of Vengeance again. Beautiful hit. Height is low, but gets away. But now they're so close to the structures already that they can try and go for the mid lane again. They're escorting some more minions in. They're already getting the damage done here. Vala sitting at 27,000, which is essentially doubling the damage that Sylvanas, as the top damage dealer on the blue team side, is able to get them. So, yeah, not shabby. I mean, with that and the 16 talent advantage, they should be pushing a bit more aggressively. This is really going to help them. Manticore in I mean, if you want to burn Diablo down, this is the best chance that you're ever going to get. They're also going, of course, for Hogger. But they're all pressured. They still try and take that. I don't think they can take that camp. The blue team really wants to fight for this, and I find that a bit strange, considering that they don't have level 16. So, yeah, they have to give it up. And that allows them to push through the top if they want and take a few more structures out. And every single structure you take is helping your cause. So, this is going to cost them the wall. Vala gets decent damage out. Temples are activating again. This time it's a single one. And we have a boss back up on the map, so that's the next problem. Boss is up 2, still no level 16. Nice attack against Hogger, but he gets away. But the wall is done for. That opens up the map even further. Catapults are, of course, amassing on the lanes, which forces Zeratul to essentially play cleanup the entire time. And yeah, they can get a few more shots here. They want to also go for the camp so that more pressure is applied to the top lane and potentially helps them to get catapults onto the opponent's keep. So the mid lane keep is low. Right wing still has to retreat though, as the camp is about to be taken. And the blue team knows that they can't just sit there and let them take shots. They need to attack this immediately. And that's what they're trying to do. But Vala follows up with attacks against Diablo and uses Manticore. Nice jet propulsion. Really big hits. Dibbles is mega low. Might fall here, but first one to fall, it could actually be Vala. Vala barely survived. Brightwing is already gone, and Vala is gone as well. So 2 heroes down on the red team side. Maybe Team Reverse is going to struggle in this game a bit more than I expected. At the bottom of the map, there's Siege Giants pushing. They're going for the 3rd kill, and Sylvanas grabs it, so Karazim is eliminated. 3 kills to 1 in a trade. Top side, what about the push here? Catapult is already on the core. Sorry, not on core, on the keep, so they can do some damage with that. They still have also the entire wave. Shots are fired against the bottom fort as Blaze is chasing Sylvanas away. He's trying to get the shots for the team and is getting close to it. Hogger has started to defend the top side, but this keep is still taking way more damage than they're going to be comfortable with. It's down to less than 50% of its HP already. Blaze moving back out, but this is a bit more even now. Team Beast Titan has made some very nice moves on the last objective. Getting that 3 kills for 1 trade worked extremely well. The key was taking Vala out. Forcing her into the bunker first and then taking her out was key. And they did it. So now it's the boss that's being fought over, and they haven't really checked that yet. They're still ahead by a level. Team Reverse is still ahead in experience. And the structures on the blue team side are mega low. But here you have to be careful. I think they're going to allow it. Blaze is moving in. Nah, they're not quite going to allow it. They're going to try. They're going to try to fight for it, but the boss is taken. Boss is taken. They're too late. They're too late. Another chance for the blue team to reverse the game. Yeah, they go for rain. They want to at least. Sylvanas jumps straight into the blessed shield and is alive. Karazim. Wailing Arrow stopped him from killing Sylvanas. If Wailing Arrow doesn't connect there, he gets his cooldown back and he just jumps on her and takes her down. Punches her in the face a couple of times and she drops. So Sylvanas basically jumping into a Blessed Shield in the Rain of Vengeance, nearly getting killed, barely saved, and then Karazim attempting to follow. But Sylvanas with the Wailing Arrow shuts down the play and is able to escape. So the game got a lot closer now. Half a level until 20. They try to go for Diablo. 7-sided strike, and nice save from Lucio. Lucio saves the day. Here's the barbecue. They get pushed into it for just a second. But what about Zeratul? He's trying again. Diablo engaging once more. Rain of Vengeance. The attacks from Vala are absolutely connecting for them now. Still trying to get the attack here. The problem is Jojo. Oh, order pulled from Hogger. Trying to cut them off again. Red team is slowly starting to retreat here, and the blue team is, of course, very happy to fight right now because there's no level 20 advantage for Team Reverse yet. They want to fight before that is in. Double Temple again. This is where trade would benefit Team Reverse. Again, look at those structures. The wall intact, more or less. Over here, same. Tower still standing. Up at the top. Hasn't even taken damage yet. And now we have level 20. So shots are fired at the bottom of the map, but as long as they move to the top and get the entire temple, they will eliminate both of the keeps. And then Team Beast Titan is in what we call in professional circles deep shit. So there's your chance. They pick up level 20 for themselves. Vala's at 137 stacks now. She died in total 2 times, so 10% of the attack speed is gone. And both of the keeps are now getting eliminated. And Diablo, as a result, rotates towards the top. They try to make a play there. All of the keeps are gone. They kind of have to fight. They're actually letting the shots go because they're realizing Diablo is coming. And Diablo is trying to flank in from behind. 7-sided strike, and bye-bye, baby. Dibbles is gone. 4 versus 5. They are about to lose the game. If the shots are being taken right now, the core gets attacked directly. Oh, but Diablo is back. He had his soul stacks. I thought actually he was short. No, he's not. He has his soul stacks. The shield is now getting attacked. Karazim is already coming back. There's still siege giants at the bottom of the map, so this could take the keep down. But the fight at the top, that's of course the big story for now. 5 kills to 8. Here's the move for Zeratul. He survives it. Zeratul is alive. Big barbecue. And Vala is dead again. Vala is dead. Zeratul survives with 10 hit points. And then Karazim comes in and finally takes him out. Blaze is dead too. Now they go for Brightwing. Brightwing is eliminated. They have to go and try and end the game. They have to go to the bot lane and try and end the game. It's the only chance that they have. 8 kills to 9. The Korean team at the bottom of the map. The keep is basically gone. Johanna and Karazim are the only survivors. Jojo, you can't... She was trying to go for the top. You can't end the game like this. And in this case, it's the blue team that wants to win the tournament. They're going for the core. They're trying to take it. Blessed Shield is already out. She's playing with the blind a little bit and is trying to buy time for the rest of the team to come back. But the 7-sided strike gets unleashed. Sylvanas is a little bit low. They're doing whatever they can to slow them down here in time for Vala to get back. But the shield is slowly falling. The shield is gone. The core is falling. It's another 10 seconds until Vala is back on the map. I think they're losing it here. The Karazim is gone. The core is at 50%. Vala back in 2 seconds. Team Beast Titan, they're so close to win the tournament. Diablo is dead and Team Beast Titan, they lose Sylvanas, but they pull it off. It's game a 5-3 victory for Beast Titan as they take the Korea Cup. GG and well played.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description and check that out. Thanks in advance and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.